Well, hello and welcome to COVER1 Live on StAngeloLive.com. I'm Manny Diaz.
Christian Gabaldon.
Yes, sir. The former St. Angelo Central Bobcat. We are bringing you the goods tonight from the Concho Valley and all of West Texas. Highlights, scores, whatever you can think of Texas high school football, we're going to bring it to you tonight. A few games that we have our attention on. A big one out in the east end of Tom Green County. The Wallhawks, the number 4 ranked Wallhawks at a Class 3A Division I, taking on the Cisco. The Big Damn Lobos of Cisco of Class 2A Division I, number 4 ranked these guys are. So 2 top 5 teams in Texas going head-to-head right here in Tom Green County. We're going to bring you that game. Plus, we also have boots on the ground out in the north end of Tom Green County with the Cristobal Cougars and the Great Creek Eagles in that one. Plus, we're going to bring you live streams of various games all throughout West Texas. One that we're going to bring you as well is the Brownwood Lions and the Midland Greenwood Rangers. Now, Brownwood coming off a loss last week to state-ranked Lampasas. A tough loss for them. They are back at it tonight against Midland Greenwood. Of course, the Greenwood Rangers coming off a big run to the state semifinals in 2019, losing to the ultimate or to the would-be state champion of Class 4A Division I, Pleasant Grove. So we'll bring you a few games of this. We'll peek into a few of these games as well as bring you some highlights and of course scores. And then we'll kind of throw you a little curveball with some of our COVER1 previews and what we specialize in the most, and storytelling, and bringing you. We kind of leave out the X's and O's, Christian, and,
sure.
and somebody that Christian knows might be making a cameo appearance in one of these. Well, we'll just leave it at that. But first, before we take you to a game, Christian, this was your first week last week with us. First Friday night, not actually playing football. How much different was that experience for you?
It's definitely way, way different, just not being able to play under the lights. But I mean, at least it's good that I got to talk about it and,
sure.
enjoy seeing some games that happen. So.
Well, you did a fantastic job, giving your 2 cents on a lot of various different things. You're going to Angelo State. Kind of tell the folks at home that are watching what you're up to these days.
I'm just going to school at Angelo State, just studying hard in the books, and then coming here on Friday night to chill with my boy Manny here and talk about football.
Heck yeah. Well, we are certainly enjoying having you, Christian, on the broadcast. So, Joe, we see that Brownwood and Midland Greenwood are in action as we speak. Can we take a live look into this one? We see that Brownwood has the ball. They're marching. It looks like they are on the Greenwood 25-yard line. Joe, take us away.
All right, let's switch it.
First down.
Henderson, the ball carrier for Brownwood.
And that brings up 3rd down and 2. Once again, the first quarter brought to you by MC Bank, delivering unsurpassed, friendly hometown service. MCBankTX.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Well, this drive for the Brownwood Lions started off at their own 37-yard line, and they've marched it down to Midland's about 18-yard line. Man in motion, snap back to the quarterback, handoff Henderson. Henderson's got the first down. He's inside the 15-yard line to the 13. Let's move those chains one more time.
Well, I tell you what, Randy, the offensive line is doing a really good job. You got Jared Northcutt, Ethan Pacina, looks like Brad Robinson in there. I think maybe that's Jamie Brown over there on the right tackle. And Logan, is that Logan Gillum maybe? I think it's the right guard, number 78. We'll have to double check on that.
I'll tell you what, they're moving some people around. They are just kind of manhandling these Rangers here in the early drive. It is 1st and 10, Brownwood. And back in the shotgun, once again, Jones. He's going to hand it this time to Roy Shot Henderson around the right side. Jukes it over to the corner there on the Midland sidelines, and he's chased out of bounds, pushed out of bounds, about the 7 or 8 yard line. Good gain once again for the Brownwood Lions. Roy Shot Henderson, the 5'9", 180-pound senior.
Yeah, he just got going on the right side and kind of put a move on the cornerback out there and was able to get outside him and gain a few more yards.
It's going to be 2nd down and 4 for the Brownwood Lions. The ball spotted now about the 8-yard line as we march to the north end zone. Starting quarterback tonight is number 9, Chance Jones, 5'10", 175-pound sophomore. And behind him is Royshot Henderson. Here's the snap back to Jones. He's going to hand to Henderson. Henderson's going to be met right there at the line of scrimmage and dropped. I don't think he got any on that carry as the linebacking core found him in a hurry. Brady Casbeer, number 55 for Midland Greenwood. Well, the Lions up to the line of scrimmage as they get a call into the game quickly. We have 3 receivers split wide to the left side, number 27, 5, and 15. 1 receiver split wide to the right. Henderson in the backfield joining the quarterback Jones, who stands about 4 yards behind the center. Here's the snap of the ball. Got a pass coming out into the left flat. Dane Johnson down to the 5, the 3. He's taken out of bounds at the 3.5-yard line. Nice pickup there, and that is going to be, I do believe, another Brownwood Lion first down as they knock on the door here tonight. At 6 minutes and 29 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the Lions and Rangers 0-0, but the Lions threatening here early in this ball game.
Yeah, good job by Jones just getting that ball out in the flats over here pretty quick so Dane could have some room and have time to operate.
It is first and goal now for the Brownwood Lions. We'll call it the 3. Quarterback Chance Jones stands 5 yards behind center, gets the snap, hands it to Henderson right straight up the middle, and Royshot Henderson is in for a touchdown.
All righty, well, there you see it. This is the Texas high school version of NFL Red Zone, and the Brownwood Lions just punching it in. This is a very good Midland Greenwood football team. They're coming off a win against Lubbock Estacado just a week ago. And there we are, number 7, plunging it into the end zone. Extra point coming up, but it is the Brownwood Lions that are on the board first against the Greenwood Rangers in that one there. So good stuff. Thanks to our friends at Brownwood ISD and KOXE. Our good friends Randy Turner on the call there at KOXE, former it was a co-anchor of mine there at KRBC in Abilene. So good to see Randy on the call there. Great voice of Texas high school football. So there we saw it. So we saw Brownwood is on the board first. Early thoughts on this Brownwood team. What did you like what you saw so far there, Christian?
Well, they marched it down and really fast actually, and it's gonna be good to see what they do on defense against, like you said, a very good Greenwood team. Yeah, so.
A high-powered, and with them, they have the potential to do some things. I think with this Brownwood offense, they can spread you out. They did it in a lot of different ways. They saw in the last play, the play before the touchdown, kind of spread it out a little bit. That's something you guys did certainly with your time with the Bobcats.
A lot, always threw a lot of screens, and they're at home, so definitely have that home field advantage.
Yeah. The historic Gordonwood Stadium. It's probably one of the more historic football stadiums in all of Texas. I mean, heck, here in West Texas, of course, we have San Angelo Stadium. That's probably one of the gyms of West Texas. But then we have the Mustang Bowl in Sweetwater. Then, of course, Gordonwood Stadium there in Brownwood. So, as a member of the media for a number of years covering Texas high school football, always enjoyed going to Gordonwood. Fantastic stadium. Of course, we'll peek in again in that game. We also have one other game that we're looking to get into as well with Ballinger and Breckenridge. Joe, hey, take us away in that one. Let's head to Runnels County. How about this one?
All right, we're going to wait 2 seconds and let me get the, there we go. You ready?
Yeah, let's take it away.
I'm not sure if that was a design pooch kick or he just got too much of the tee there. So we'll kind of see how that goes on.
At the 46-yard line, it is first and 10, Midland Greenwood. The backfield, we talked about it in the pregame. Let's see what he can do. Number 4 is on the run. Trey Cross, the 2,900-yard man. And he's tackled out there. by Kyron Deal. Now, that's still about a gain of 8 yards. By the way, that touchdown tonight is brought to you by Texas Bank, and we want you to know that Texas Bank is awarding $25 for each Brownwood touchdown scored in tonight's game to the Brownwood Band. I hope we can give the Brownwood Band a lot of money. Texas Bank, thank you so much for doing that. All right, now second down and 4 yards needed. Here's the quarterback. We're going to hand the ball off once again to Trey Cross coming to the Brownwood sideline. He's going to be chased out of bounds at the 43, 44-yard line. That's very close to a first down.
No, they've already marked it off as a first down. I thought we might get our first measurement of the night, but they're going to call it a first down.
All right, so pretty simple so far. They're giving the football to Trey Cross, and the senior 5'9", 160-pound running back stands about 2 yards behind the fullback. We're in an I formation now here for Midland Greenwood. Stunning for the linebackers of the Lions. Quarterback running, Lions chasing. He gets a pass away, makes a completion out there at the 35-yard line near the Midland Greenwood sideline. And that's going to be number 32 hauling in that pass, Jimmy Vasquez, sophomore wide receiver and running back.
Well, I tell you what, Chris Hobbs had broke free up the middle, and he was in hot pursuit, so their quarterback done a good job of getting it. He rolled out to his left to escape Hobbs and done a good job of finding a receiver.
Up to the line of scrimmage come the Greenwood Rangers, moving left to right here in the first quarter. 5 minutes and 4 seconds left in the first quarter. Brownwood 7, Midland Greenwood nothing. Ball at the 35, handoff, no fake, now the ball's on the ground. The quarterback reached down and picked it back up. That was a fumble for a split second, but no, Trey Cross came up with it. Brownwood Lion big guys up the middle, causing some conflict right there, and the ball is a loss of yardage, going backwards for Greenwood at the 39-yard line, and that'll bring up a third down along 6 needed for a Greenwood first down. Good defensive play right there for the Brownwood Lions as we split one receiver out wide to the right side.
All right, there we are. Ballinger v. Breckenridge. Right now, the Bearcats leading the Buckaroos 7-0. This broadcast courtesy of Alonzo Audio and Video. Alonzo, good stuff there from the Bearcats and the Bucks. We'll keep you updated as this one progresses. But right now, we're also going to show you some different scores from around West Texas. Joe, we have the scoreboard up here. Games kicking off at 7:30 this evening. A few of them kicking off at 7. You know, Lakeview was one of those early kickoff games that started off at 7 o'clock. They are in Pecos tonight. We'll keep you updated on that one as the night goes on. And, of course, bringing you some scores here in just a few moments. Christian, what did you like that you saw out of the Buckaroos offense there? I mean, they were managing to move things a little bit. Right now, that looks like that drive is just stalled for them just now.
Yeah, hopefully they can pick it up. They're obviously in their territory right now, and we'll see if they can punch it in and at least get in the red zone.
Yeah, certainly. So it looks like Ballinger's off to a really good start in that one. 7-0 leading Breckenridge in the the late moments of the first quarter. Joe, we have some scores to pass along.
We have some early scores coming in.
Okay. Well, let's take that one. All right, Roscoe and Stanford. So this is a battle of the big country there, the Plowboys and the Bulldogs. I tell you what, when these two teams get together, I've seen these two battle it out for years and years. The Bulldogs right now leading the Plowboys 7-0 in the first quarter. Scores courtesy of Deersky and Deersky Realtors tonight. Highlights sponsored tonight by Angelo MRI and Eggemeyer's General Store. Our first hour of coverage tonight presented by Little Caesars. More scores from around the big country. Cross Plains and Goldthwaite. Let's go back to that one. Cross Plains and Goldthwaite. All right, Cross Plains, the Buffs leading the Eagles 14-0. Wow, Goldthwaite, a very tradition-rich program right now. That one is in the second quarter down in Goldthwaite. Joe, do we have any more scores to pass along for them?
Yeah, well, sure we do.
All right, Holly and Hamlin. Now, Christian, I versed you in a little bit of this game or certainly what Hamlin was a part of, last season. They made it all the way to the Class 2A Division II state championship, only to fall against one of the best teams in all of Texas, the Mart Panthers. Hamlin, the Pied Pipers, right now leading a very explosive Hawley Bearcat team 7-0. We're going to bring you highlights in this one from our friends over at K-Texas as this one kind of continues and evolves. We'll show you some highlights from Hamlin. Joe, what else we got? All right, Archer City and Haskell, more from the big country. Right now, Archer City leading the Tribe 21-0 in the first quarter, courtesy of Deersky and Deersky Realtors. How about some more scores to pass along? All right, Windthorst and DeLeon. Wow, the Trojans just kind of having their way with the Bearcats right now, 28-0 in the second quarter. What else we got, Joe?
I think that's about it for right now.
All righty. Well, hey, it looks like Brownwood is they're still leading Midland Greenwood right now, 7-0. They are deep in their own end zone. It looks like we just got a safety. Joe, let's see if we can't get into that broadcast there.
Fourth down at about 15 yards. I think he wanted to hand it to Royshaw that time and just didn't make the connection.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication there. It looked like Chancellor got ready to do the read option, and there wasn't nobody to fake the handoff to, so Midland just jumped on that pretty quick.
Well, after a good first drive, this drive started and stopped pretty quickly. We've got Blaze Espinoza literally standing with his heels at the back of the end zone to punt this one away. He boots it straight down the middle of the field. Going to be caught at the 41-yard line by Midland's Isaiah Ramirez. Ramirez is going to be bottled up by a whole bunch of Brownwood Lions, and down he goes. But forward progress is going to carry.
Saw it, Brownwood pinned deep in their own end zone. Christian, they were extremely close to a safety. And that one, they managed to kind of just keep it together just enough.
One wrong footing, and that's a safety for sure.
And then, of course, to punt, deep in your own end zone like that, there's always the chance of actually stepping out of bounds.
Yes, exactly.
In that one, so.
And they gave them really good field position.
Right,
from what it looks like.
right. So Greenwood has an opportunity to do some things. We'll check back into that game. That highlight courtesy of KOXE and Brownwood ISD, also presented by Eggemeyer's General Store here in San Angelo. So we're seeing a few games kind of get cranked up. Brownwood right now leading Midland Greenwood. This is a game of two powerhouses, 7-0. The Lions leading the Rangers in this one. And then, of course, Ballinger and Breckenridge. They're in the final moments of the first quarter. The Bearcats leading Breckenridge in that one. Joe, do we have any more scores to kind of pass along to the folks? When we get those, we'll bring those on live to you. Right now, Austin Royals and Richland Springs. Now, Christian, we talked a little bit about six-man football. One of the baddest teams in all of Texas, the Richland Springs Coyotes. They are tied with Aledo for the most state championships in the state of Texas. So that's that's the pedigree that we're watching tonight. Right now there's no score in the first quarter taking on Austin Royals. It's hard for the Coyotes to find ball games,
Exactly.
It's kind of like a few years ago Central was struggling to find ball games as well.
Oh yeah. And before the Little Southwest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, now they're doing that. What else? Can you see the scoreboard there? Christian, why don't you give us an update on that one there?
We got Leakey up, Lakey,
the Lakey
up
Eagles.
6-0 on Eden so
Leakey.
far. Leakey.
6-0
Why
Lakey.
they spell it by leak?
They spell it Leakey. Yeah.
That's home of the Frio River.
Yeah, that's right. The Frio River leaks.
The Frio River, 6-0. The Eagles on top of the Bulldogs. Joe, what else we got here? So these are real-time scores. You can also catch them on SanAngeloLive.com. But we're bringing you here live as we're updating them. Blackwell, Water Valley. This one, haven't got a score from this one yet. We'll keep you updated in that one as the night goes on. Zephyr and Very Best. Members' very best last week had to cancel their contest with Brooksmith. Right now, nothing against the Zephyr Bulldogs there. More from six-man football, Santa Ana and Paint Rock. No score. Robert Lee in Erie County. So we are waiting a score or actual highlight on that one. Christian, what do we got on the scoreboard there?
We got Robert Lee up 8-6 on Erie County. So that's a good one so far.
Erie County, they kind of played that the rogue schedule last year in six-man football. They are the new kids on the block with six-man football due to enrollment kind of declining down there in Mertzen. So these guys did phenomenal last year, looking to kind of just take that and run with it. Right now trailing the Steers 8-6. Joe, what else we got? All right, Panther Creek in Bront. Nothing there in the first quarter down in Coke County. And so we'll kind of keep you updated on a lot of these other scores. Baird and Hermley. What do we got in that score there, Christian?
We got Hermley up 6-0 on Baird so far.
Right on. Joe, what else we got? Keeping it coming. May and Sterling City. What's the score? What do we got in the score in there?
8-all there. They're in Sterling City.
Ooh, okay, so Sterling City, a state-ranked six-man team. May, it wasn't too long ago that they made an appearance in the state championship game, the six-man state championship game. Right now, this one looking like a pretty good ball game. Joe, any more scores to pass along?
We're coming.
All right, O'Donnell, Garden City. Christian, what's the score on that one?
O'Donnell up on them, 8-6 as well.
All right.
Garden City.
Now, Garden City coming off a loss from last week against Sterling City, looking to kind of regroup the troops. McCamey and Menard. This one right now, McCamey, the Badges leading the Yellow Jackets 14-0 in that one. Let's keep the scores going. What do we got? Wink and Ozona. Now, I tell you, remember that game last week, what we saw with Ozona. These guys coming off a win against Sonora. Joe, we're seeing some developments in this Midland Greenwood-Brownwood game. It appears Greenwood is on the doorstep. If we can, we'll come back here. Joe's going to prepare us this one. Greenwood is looking to score. They are very, very deep in Brownwood territory. We're going to bring you this. We're going to catch up back to that game. But I tell you what, we are expecting some big ball games here tonight, and we're going to peek into this one courtesy of KOXE and Brownwood ISD.
And he's going to find his way near to the end zone. He was tripped up. He went down. Nobody touched him, and he gets down to about the half-yard line.
Boy, he ran in the quarterback back there in the backfield, and it looked like the running back went down to a knee. I thought he was down, but he got up and kept going, and they're going to give him progress down to about the half-yard line. It's going to be 4th and goal down at the half-yard line.
Big play here.
All right, so looks like Greenwood is on the doorstep of this one. What are they going to do? Well, sneak it in. Did he get in? Christian, did he get in?
It looked like he got in.
Oh,
it's signaling a
potential goal line stand right there. That was 4th down.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, they got a replay. Let's see.
Let's check out the replay one more time.
Oh, he looks in to me.
Oh, man. That Brownwood defense coming up clutch. Wow.
What a stand.
What a stand right now. Brownwood still holding on to things 7-0 courtesy of that Brownwood defense. You guys used to say eat. Eat.
For our defense.
That Brownwood putting that hashtag eat to work tonight in that one. So, wow, what a game in Brownwood. This video courtesy of KOXE and Brownwood ISD. Joe, wow, what a... Oh, wait a minute. Wait, so we potentially looking at a safety here.
Oh, they did.
Oh my goodness.
Safety. Oh.
Okay, so folks, this is live here from Gordonwood Stadium in Brownwood, and looks like Greenwood just returned the favor.
They ate themselves.
Ate themselves, yes. Oh my goodness. Man. So 2 big plays in a row. We saw a goal line stand on 4th and goal. Then we see Greenwood turn around and
give it right back to
them. So they add 2 points on the board. So now we are 7-2
and the ball
at Brownwood Stadium in Brownwood. So I guess that's what's going to be this kind of night.
Very exciting so far.
Yeah. So there we are in that one, 7-2. Brownwood leading Midland Greenwood. And Joe, also another big ball game that we were watching in Runnels County. We saw with Ballinger and Breckenridge. Joe, whenever we get a moment, let's peek back into that one. Looks like Ballinger's on its way to score. In fact, we just saw Ballinger get in the end zone. It was a quarterback keeper that we saw in that one. Looked like 20-plus yards in which Ballinger was able to score. Wow, Chuck Lipsey's Ballinger Bearcats doing some work tonight against the Buckaroos from Breckenridge there. Extra point ensuing, so it looks like the Bucks the Bearcats
early in the ball game,
going up 14-0 here. Let's see if they offer us a replay. I'd like to see this quarterback keeper. It was a great touchdown run. He certainly shed some tackles on his way into the end zone. What a play. We're going to stick with them for just a few moments and see if they give us a replay. But so obviously they will not be giving us a replay, but let's bring it back here in the studio, Joe. So that highlight courtesy of Alonzo Audio and Video, Alonzo there in Ballinger. Highlight presented by Eggemeyer's General Store here in San Angelo. So 14-0. Ballinger leading Breckenridge in that one. Brownwood, Midland Greenwood 7-2. Joe, do we have any scores to pass along? I know the fellas they are sending highlights as we speak.
We got Mason up 6-0 on Comfort.
Oh yeah, so we will update that score there. So brief us on that one there, Christian.
Yes, we have Mason up 6-0 on Comfort, looking like they're starting to take charge in that game, hopefully. Mason,
of course, coming off a win last week against Comanche in that one, so looking to move to 2-0 on the season against the Bobcats there. Joe, what else we got? Keep it moving. Keep the train going.
We got still 0-0 in San Saba.
Oh, hey, El Dorado and Winners. So right now, the Eagles looking for that first dub of the season. This one actually in Schleicher County. 3-0, the Eagles leading the Blizzards in, is that the first quarter?
Yes.
Okay, first quarter there. Keeping the train going, Joe.
We got Stanford up 7-0 on Roscoe.
All right, so that one, we saw a little bit of that one. We briefed you a few moments ago from that game.
Greenwood threw an interception.
Oh, Joe. Hey, Joe. Let's see if we can't get back to Brownwood. We'll come back to Cameron, and we'll go back to Brownwood. So right now, we'll just kind of give you a little teaser before we go to the game at Gordonwood Stadium. Brownwood coming up with an interception in this one. Let's check out that one more time. Look at this pick. Man, you got to love that defense. 11.
Good return, too.
Yeah, nice return. So he's taking it. Looks like, what about the 20-yard line there?
Yep, right in red zone.
Yeah, so that's not too bad. We're going to stick with this game. Joe, let's bring up the call from KOXE, our friends over at KOXE.
Football made a really good return on that as well. So we're in prime position at our Greenwood's 20-yard line.
First and 10, Lions split two receivers wide to the right side, two to the left. Your quarterback is Chance Jones. He gets the snap. He's looking to pass, throws left, complete, and a gain of about 8-9 yards over there on the far sideline as Elias Huerta hauls it in for the Lions.
Boy, what a pass by Jones, too. Their defensive back, number 24, was coming up like he was going to cut in between there, and Jones just lofted it over his head right to Huerta in stride. Made a good catch and a good pass.
Lions split three receivers wide to the right side in the formation this time. One receiver wide to the left. Quarterback Chance Jones steps back. He's standing at his own 19-yard line. One back in the backfield behind him, and he calls for the snap, and there it is. He looks to pass, go into the end zone for this one. It's up for grabs, and it's grabbed by a Midland Greenwood Ranger, but no, he's out of bounds, and it remains Brownwood's football. That was close.
Yeah, that was. That wasn't a really good decision right there. He was, is that 27 over there?
It's hard to
All right, Christian, we almost saw a touchdown there. Did he look like he got 2 feet in?
No, interception, because Greenwood caught that.
Oh, okay, so he was out of bounds.
Barely.
So Brownwood kind of lucked out on that one there.
Yes, they did.
So right now they're marching they are on the doorstep there. 3rd down and about 2 to go. Looks like that may be just enough for a 1st down for Brownwood. So the sticks will move. Yep, there we are. The officials signaling 1st down. So this one kind of taking a different turn of events. I'm not going to call it crazy, but for the folks that are just joining us on the broadcast, so in the previous drive, or just a little bit earlier, we saw one play, a goal line stand from Brownwood that held that Midland Greenwood offense, and then Greenwood kind of returning the favor.
Exactly. Next play is safety.
A safety. Yes, so right now Brownwood looking to kind of...
We got a touchdown.
Oh, did he get it?
Yes, he did.
That is a Brownwood touchdown.
A beautiful throw right
My
there.
goodness, check out the hands on that kid. They're going to show us a replay. And wow, Brownwood doing some work on the Greenwood Rangers right now. Just putting that one on a rope. As a former player, how much did you enjoy passes like that, certainly from Malachi Brown?
Especially from Malachi, man. They were perfect, just right there in your chest. It's the best footballs you can get.
I remember a catch that you made last year was a touchdown against Del Rio.
Oh, yeah.
And he put it right in your breadbasket, but you also took...
I took a hit.
You took a big...
that was a perfect ball to have, though. Just hold on tight.
You took a hit as well, yeah. So it's sometimes they're not all the fun and games, just catching the rock there. So right now, Brownwood adding the extra point to that one, sir. They are leading Midland Greenwood 14-2 in that contest. Tell you what, Brownwood holding their own and doing some work against the Greenwood Rangers. Some scores to pass along to you. Gotta love what we're doing. We're going to keep the momentum going here. Back to the 6-man action. Christian, tell us what we got here.
We got Baird up on Hermley right now, 8-6.
8-6 in that one.
We're still 8-8 in the second quarter with the Bears game, or the Sterling City.
May and Sterling City. O'Donnell, Garden City. Wow. So we saw Garden City kind of, they were up in that one 14-8 just a bit ago. Now O'Donnell has taken the lead. What is that, 16-14?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, so that one getting pretty good there. Oh, those poor Menard Yellow Jackets. What's the score in that one there?
22-6 up on Menard.
Yikes.
You just call it a team four.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You know, if I did that, they would kill me.
Yeah.
You get away with it.
Hopefully I do. Hopefully we don't get the hate mail from the folks down in Menard County. But the Jackets, what needs to happen with Menard, and what's interesting is, so they are on the cusp of going 6-man. So I would foresee probably in maybe another realignment or two that those guys might actually hit the 6-man playing 6-man football. So
meanwhile in Albany, Texas.
Albany and Dublin. Wow, Dublin.
What a game.
Yeah, give us a score in that one there, Christian.
20-20, a lot of offense.
Wow.
Fairly second quarter, too.
And I tell you what, Albany known for just running the football, so the fact that there's a lot of offense going on right now is very surprising. All at 20s there in Dublin. Joe, what else we got? Comfort and Mason. 6-0 right now. The Punchers leading the Bobcats in that one. In there. Joe,
we got San Saba and Rogers tied at 7 right now. Still quarter one.
Tied at 7. Okay, so there we are. In that one, El Dorado and Winners. Okay, I see you, Coach John Long and the El Dorado Eagles. 10-0 on top of the Winners Blizzards.
We got Stanford up 7-0 still on Roscoe's, what it looks like.
Cross Plains and Goldthwaite. Wow, the Buffs just kind of, they might be just running away with this one. 21-0 against the Goldthwaite Eagles there in the second quarter. They're probably They're probably nearing the halfway or the half in that one. Oh, this one, Christian, give us this one.
Hamlin up 7-0 on Hawley right now.
Hawley. So that is I bet you that has the potential to be a shootout, a back and forth kind of game. This one in the second quarter, the Pied Pipers coming off that trip to the state championship
Archer
game.
City's handing it
Woo, man, 31-0.
Haskell's are the Indians, right?
Yes.
Or it's Archer City. Are they the Indians too?
No, they are the Wildcats.
How do you remember all this?
Joe, it's been over a decade covering high school football in the state of Texas. I tell you, it's interesting because, you know, I can look at a map in the state of Texas and I can see the town, and some of them out in East Texas, I may not know.
Don't look. De Leon.
Bearcats.
All right. De Leon, well, I don't know if I get back to it. There it is.
Windthorst.
There we go.
Windthorst Trojans.
They're beating.
Yeah, they're handing out a beatdown right now.
Did you say handing out a beatdown? You can't say that.
What?
This is sensitive.
Oh, whoa, hey. I tell you what. So, Joe, let's come back on camera, and then I would like to see if we have a score from Lakeview and Pecos, and then also some updates from Wall and Cisco. That's Wall and Cisco is a game that we are certainly watching as well. I know we're just a little past the 8 o'clock hour, so we probably should be looking out for some highlights in that one. Joe, we also we are also having an update from Grape Creek in Cristobal. Whenever we can get to that one, I know you're hustling for us as we speak. So,
I got this one.
oh, there we are.
Wow.
Wall in Cisco, second quarter. Cisco. So this one is out in the east end of Tom Green County. Cisco right now leading the Hawks 7-0.
I'm excited to get
You know, both of these teams are kind of like wing TS type teams, so they don't pass a lot. Mm-hmm. But I tell you what, I was visiting with Houston Guy and the Wall Hawks this week at practice, and I tell you what, Drew Morrison throwing it all over. He was throwing it, you know. Really? So they do have the potential to throw it around the lot. Not quite the accuracy of a Mason Fuchs from last year, but I tell you what, he can certainly get it there in a hurry. So our first hour of coverage, in fact, Christian, we've almost been on the hour. We've almost been on the broadcast on the air here for just about an hour.
It's been exciting.
Yeah, very exciting.
Pizza.
Our first hour of coverage is presented by our friends over at Little Caesars of San Angelo. As Joe would say, pizza.
Speaking of Wall.
So that's a very good segue, Joe. So speaking of Wall, we were visiting with the Wall Hawks this week. They have some brand new turf. They're getting away from that natural grass. Joe, take us.
613, 6 post. 613, 6 post.
You know, we've won a lot of great football games here. We've played a lot of great teams here. There's the memories I have are those guys that have just been in the trenches with us, and you know, they didn't mind getting down and dirty, and they liked to play in the mud. And that's one thing your kids will miss out on the turf. But again, our guys that do the wash, they'll be so fired up that they don't have to be in a mud bowl or something like that when it comes to laundry.
My name is Drew Morrison, and I am the QB1 here at Wall High School. It feels different. I mean, it's kind of Wall's thing. Wall's been known for having the grass field. They've had it forever. So seeing this turf, I mean, it's a little different, but I think it's kind of a cheesy way of saying it, a new beginning for us. And so it's excited to be out here, and we're ready to go.
Hey, linebacker move inside right there. My name is Houston Guy, and I'm the head coach of the Wall Hawks. Back in the past, when we did get a rain and our field was unplayable or unpracticable, you know, we spent half our day trying to find a practice field to get on where we could take our kids to. It was a lot of things had to fall in place for us to move a practice. So this has been a real blessing.
Yes, I'm Clayton Weisson, proud ex of the Wall Hawks, and 42 years later, here I sit. Well, the field right over here used to run east and west. I remember the big propane tank always being there. And of course, it was probably 30 yards from the concession stand, which is right over there. The old field, of course, was grass, and it was a good field. It was a good field. Nothing like this. This would have been a lot of fun to play on.
My name is Trey Weisson. I went to high school at Wall ISD from '98 to 2002. Back in the day, you know, we could never practice on the game field because we'd tear it up too much. But practicing at the practice field, it always seemed like it was full of stickers and it was just dirt. There wasn't hardly any grass, especially by the end of the season. And you know, I didn't get to play on turf till I got to college. It makes you appreciate, you know, what they have nowadays and, you know, how far Wall has come as far as, you know, facilities and stuff like that. My preference, I like playing on natural grass. It was my senior year and we were playing Sonora for the district championship. And that was the year after they won state, and it was a knockdown drag out. We ended up beating them, but that was a very fond memory.
You know, we were Class A back then, and you know, I just remember the battles between, you know, the Mason Punchers and Menard, El Dorado. I've never played on a field like this. I've walked on it, jogged on it, and it feels great compared to AstroTurf and the fields that I played on in the NFL.
Now, it's going to be very fun. It's going to be our first game here on the turf, new turf, and so we're excited to break it out, start a new beginning on this turf, and so we're excited for it.
I don't think it's hard for us to see them put turf in. You know, we're changing with the times, and I like to see, you know, the campus and stuff move forward.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be one of them deals where all of the players that, you know, played over there on that old field are going to have a lot of memories. But with our strong program and the way it just keeps getting better and better, they're going to make a lot of memories on this one also, and they got a lot to be proud of. Everyone does.
Alrighty, so the turf, the artificial turf, finally the Hawks getting some goods there. Now, what's interesting about that turf, Christian, is that it is the same company, Paragon, that actually installed the turf at Globe Life Park for the Texas Rangers.
Really?
So it's the same synthetic turf that the Texas Rangers have in that ballpark, the Wall Hawks have in the East and the Tom Green County. So that's pretty cool. Beautiful turf. If you have a chance, if you're heading out of town, heck, just stop by, take a look at it. It's beautiful stuff. They've always had natural grass, so it's interesting to see them, certainly with that agriculture community. And I asked them about it, so does it take away from the rough and tough look, the motif that they have there? It's like, nah, they needed it, you know. So when it rains, it pours. They need it, certainly, because it's tough for them to practice and certainly play games there. So
good for them.
Yeah, certainly.
We got some footage.
All right, so we do have a highlight from Robert Lee. Joe, take us away in this one here. This is Robert Lee in Erie County. This is Escamilla.
He doesn't want to play.
Oh, I'm sure if we just push play in that one.
Maybe push replay. Replay not available.
How about on the other screen? We'll push play.
Well, just hold on 1 second.
We'll come back to that one. We do have this highlight.
Oh, you know what? You're exactly right.
Ready to cook.
Aggie. I'm an Aggie.
How many Aggies does it take to operate a Sling Studio?
I don't know. Here we go. Y'all ready?
All right, so Robert Lee, Erie County, and take it away here. Are we playing in this one? All right, so Robert Lee on the doorstep here. It is Escamilla strolling in for 6. How about that one? Next, Erie County said, "What? Not so fast." Jordan Harrison on the 1-yard touchdown. And then here, going for the onside kick. Those Hornets recovering. But I tell you what, Joe, if you want to come back to us, it is all Erie County, 46-8. The Hornets leading the Steers. Now, we told you in the kind of the early goings of this broadcast that Erie County, they have basically transitioned from 11-man football to 6-man football. So these cats, they're ready to go.
No, they're doing well, for sure.
Yeah, so also a pretty good basketball program there. I'm sure, that the basketball thing transitions very well to playing 6-man football because it's pretty much just
space.
Yeah, it's space, and you just add pads to it. So I see them doing very well. Erie County dominating Robert Lee out in Coke County in that one. Joe, do we have some scores to pass along?
Right now, I'm trying to pull up some of the bigger games if we can.
Joe is working hard. Joe Hyde, our director tonight, he's our publisher and owner of SanAngelLive.com. This cat is working hard for us, basically maneuvering through scores. Hey, Joe, stick with this one. Go back to that one there with Stephenville and one more over.
Oh, wait.
That one there. All right, so right now a big ball game out in Stephenville with Lampasas, the Badges, state-ranked Badgers of Lampasas leading the Jackets 20-0 there at Tarleton Memorial Stadium. I'll tell you what, Lampasas, these guys are proving to be a pretty good football team in 2020. Stephenville, not too shabby themselves. Joe, I did see we had an update from Brownwood at Gordonwood Stadium.
That's not right.
There we are. That score not quite updated in that one, but hey,
oh, wow.
the mighty Lakeview Chiefs.
I got to tell you, we had to send Pony Express out to Pecos because they don't have internet out there to get that score.
So here it is, folks. We tried to purchase a broadcast of this game tonight, but the internet I'm not sure if they have internet out there in Pecos just yet. I'm not sure if they've been exposed to that.
No, well, Pecos is the home of the world's oldest rodeo.
First rodeo, right.
First rodeo.
Hey, there we go.
Yes.
Are you a rodeo guy, Christian?
I do attend it every year, yes, sir.
Hey.
So
Yes,
what's
sir.
your favorite rodeo?
Definitely the bull riding.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
Bull riding?
For sure.
My man.
I thought you'd be a barrel race guy.
Oh, come on now, Joe. Easy on the rookie here. All right, so right now the Chiefs trailing the Pecos Eagles 27. What is that, 15?
Yes.
27-15. All right, Joe, keep us going on the score train here, if you will.
Well, that was the end of it.
That was the end. Okay.
I'm going to run the train back a little bit.
Hey, wow.
What about, how about Iran? You know, back in the Air Force when we were flying over that town, we used to call it Iran. We didn't know it was Iran.
Oh, boy.
Lord.
Oh, boy.
But they're losing tonight, so it doesn't matter what they're called.
Okay, all right. Courtesy of Joe Hyde, please direct the emails to joe@HydeInteractive.com. Reagan County right now leading the Ira Ann Braves. We'll stick with this one right now. No score in McCullough County, but Reagan County and Ira Ann. Right now the Owls leading the Braves 14-0 there in the first quarter. Last we checked. Let's keep it going a little bit further. Go the other way, Joe. 2 more slides over.
Coleman?
Okay, Coleman and Anson. Battle of the Big Country there. Right now the Tigers leading the Blue Cats 12-7.
How do you know Coleman is actually in the Big Country? Isn't it like a little carve-out?
Well, okay, so, working in Abilene, and things like that, we always claim Coleman as a member of the Big Country. So they tune into more of Abilene news than anything else there. So the Tigers of Anson, hey, a good ball game here for San and Post. Now, Post, they reached all the way, they made it all the way to the Class 2A Division I state championship last season, falling to Refugio. Right now, leading the San Buffs 19-0 in that one. Wow, Post looking like something pretty good this season. They're coming off a win a week ago as well. Windthorst and De Leon, all Trojans right now, leading the Bearcats 28-0. So, Christian, we are seeing a lot of different scores tonight. A little bit different show tonight than it was last week, but we got it all fine-tuned. Which game did you like the most? Which game are you kind of like, are you waiting to see what happens, certainly with all this?
Definitely, honestly, the Wall and Cisco. I want to see if Greenwood can bounce back on this Brownwood team.
Yeah, so right now they're in the second quarter. Joe, if you can, let's.
Now, hold on a second. We never made a deal before this show that you were going to make me like find a specific game. We have so many of them tonight. So which one do you want me to find?
So, we'd like to go back to Brownwood.
You want to go to the video?
Yeah, let's go back to video.
All right, man. I like doing video. Oh man, look at this. There's some action going on in Brownwood.
Yeah, so let's check out what the Brownwood Lions are up to right now. Greenwood.
By the way, the replays and look-ins are brought to you by.
Oh yes, all right. The first hour of live look-ins and highlights are presented by Eggemeyer's General Store. They are the best general store in San Angelo and the Concho Valley. Anything you want, anything you can dream of, pretty much, from rock candy to a nice bottle of wine for the moms at home, coffee, the good old jams for Gam Gam. How about it? Hey, they even got some socks for Grandpa, too. Hey, I'm digging the socks as well. Dr. Milton Leon joining us in here in the studio, so I'm sure we can find some socks for Dr. Milton Leon as well. Maybe a mask or two there from Eggemeyer's General Store.
Have you seen this mask?
Oh, man. Dr. Leon, we might have to have you come on the set, and we'll show off the mask. So right now we are taking a look.
See this mask?
Oh, it's pretty classic.
He thinks we all have COVID.
Throw him on the snap.
We're pretty much building the momentum, building the whole thing that's with Dr. Leon's mask. We might take a look into that, but right now, Brownwood leading Midland Greenwood in this one. Brownwood kind of pinned the Rangers deep in their own territory in the last punt. So we'll kind of see how this one develops. Brownwood so far looking pretty darn good. Christian, what do you think about these Lions?
Really good. They're definitely marching in on them, marching into their territory, I should say, really well. And their defense is just eating it up right now.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Hey Joe, we did have. How about one more look at that Robert Lee Erie and County game that our good friend James Bellini provided to us from Coke County. While he kind of gets that one up, a lot of scores tonight, a lot to take in. This is live as it happens. We're bringing you the goods all night long from 7:30. We're almost into our first hour. We're going all the way to 10:30 tonight. So some good things. We're going to bring you highlights from Wall and Cisco. Matt Trammell efforting those highlights as well. And then from Grape Creek and Cristobal, I know. So scores right now. Joe bringing us the scoreboards there.
I love that scoreboard. I mean, it's beautiful.
Okay, so the reason Joe is going on and raving about this scoreboard, which he efforted in the 11th hour today, mind you.
And it's real time. It's locked into data.
Very much. So Joe nerded out in his office today and got us the score, which is it's in real time, presented by Deersky and Deersky Realtors, our good friends there. We're seeing a number of scores here. Blackwell, Water Valley, no score in that one. Hey, Joe, why don't you go back a little bit further back? No, the other way. Austin Royals and whoa. Austin Royals and Richland Springs.
Where the heck is Richland Springs?
So if you go around that San Saba area, so San Saba.
Is that where I get my speeding ticket?
You do have to go to Richland Springs if you're going down to College Station in Central Texas.
There's a sheriff there.
Yeah.
It's Richland Springs did.
Yeah.
He's got this whole radar. It's probably gonna get
Oh my gosh. What are you?
I love Richland Springs. They're winning. They're good.
Right now, the Coyotes, the defending six-man state champions, on top of Austin Royals, 29-0 in the second quarter. We'll keep you updated on that one, presented by Deersky and Deersky Realtors. Joe, what else we got? Let's keep the train going. Lakey Eden. So what is that? 30-8, Christian?
30-8.
So in that one, there's the potential for it's the 45-point mercy rule. Hopefully, maybe Eden can kind of make it. Yeah. So hopefully, Eden needs to get a few more on the scoreboard before they hit the half, or that they are probably saying goodbye. Hello.
Zephyr very best, 0-0 right now, nothing. Santa Ana. Oh, wow.
Whoa!
Goodness gracious, 52-8, Erie County handing it to them.
Oh, yeah, that's, there, you know, so 45, you do the math on that one, Joe. Put that A&M math to work.
That's 44.
The good old arithmetic from Texas A&M.
At least I went when you could learn something.
Uh-oh. You done poked the bear in that one there. Well, hopefully Sonia Ramirez Munoz and Yanis Green can enlighten us on some of those other scores.
We got Baird and Hermley up. Baird up 8-6 on Hermley.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No. Robert Lee, Erie County. You've been calling Sterling City all day. We've been going to Robert Lee. You told Bellini go to Sterling City. We wanted them in Robert Lee. Oh my goodness. Hey, Joe, real quick. So we're about to see Brownwood get on the. They're knocking on the door. If you want to bring us back on cam and then get back to that game, looks like Brownwood is about to score one more time. So before we get into that one, yeah, a lot of different scores tonight. We're seeing some good stuff around West Texas and the Concho Valley, and it looks like. And it looks like, all right, so we have Brownwood right now. They are third in goal. They're inside the 10-yard line of Midland Greenwood. They have taken a timeout. We're going to stick with this game here as we continue in this one. Christian, are you surprised to see the Lions kind of jumping out in front here?
I can't say I am. It's Gordonwood Stadium. That's their comfort place. They're definitely doing what they should be doing and really handing it to their Greenwood,
the Greenwood Rangers. There
Rangers
you go.
Right now.
Yeah, so, home field advantage certainly plays a part. 2018 you guys went to Cedar Park. Then 2019 Cedar Park came to St. Angelo.
Yes.
And you guys were able to jump out early on them. How clutch was that, being able to play those guys at home?
At home, it's definitely a great experience. Just having all your fans and the student section just cheering you on. It's nothing like it. And, it's obviously a game I wish we would have won, and we should have won.
You guys were there.
We were right there.
You almost had that one there.
That one kind of hit home.
I bet it did, yeah. Yeah, so also in that one, in that game, probably not in that game, but just in general, the student section. How much do y'all feed off that? Because the central student section is probably as crazy as ever.
Oh, that's as crazy as it gets. There's nothing like them. They get rowdy up in that student section. We got Brownwood running it in.
Joe, let's go back to that Brownwood game. Right now, it looks like Brownwood just happened to score in that one. Let's take a quick peek into it. And they just managed to get into the end zone in that one. So right now they are setting up for an extra point. And Christian, this score from Gordonwood Stadium, wow. So it is now 21-2.
Wow.
My goodness. So this is presented by Eggemeyer's General Store. The video courtesy of KOXE Radio and Brownwood ISD there in Brownwood, the Heartland. So, wow, so a very good game. Brownwood kind of just running away with that. I tell you what, Greenwood, they had a great run last year, made it all the way to the state semifinals before they were eliminated in that game that could have punched their ticket to the state championship, eliminated by Pleasant Grove. But these guys returning a lot of good pieces, so I foresee them being able to bounce back. Let's get to some scores here. Wink and Ozona. Right now, the Wildcats. So you remember this one last week, the two teams that were kind of involved in these teams here, with these teams. Wink was taking on my hometown Cristobal Cougars. The Wildcats managed to get the best of the Cougars in that one, beating Cristobal. Ozona coming off that just dramatic win against Sonora.
Yes.
And right now the score here, Christian.
Yes, we got Wink up 14-0 on Ozona right now. Hopefully they can Ozona can turn that around, move up to 2-0.
You know what Wink's famous for?
What are they famous for, Joe?
It's falling into the ground. Wink sink. Have you heard of Wink sink?
No.
Okay.
Can't say that I have.
I'm sure someone's heard of Wink sink.
Wink.
They can comment on it in the comments.
Okay, so yeah, we'd like to know if you've heard of Wink sink.
Wink's sink.
Wink's sink.
It's falling. It's sinking into the ground. Next score.
All right, we're going to keep that train going. Wow, what a ball game. 27-20, the Lions, the Battle of the Lions, the Albany Lions, the Dublin Lions. Albany leading Dublin right now 27-20, and is that at the break there, Christian?
That is at the half. Yes, sir.
Wow. So that one, a very good ball game there. A number of these games about to hit the half. We do have Cristobal and Grape Creek to get to. Joe, we have that one. I know we do have video of that one.
Don't be asking for specific scores.
Joe, no, well, I'm not asking for a specific score. I'm asking for a piece of video.
Oh, wow. Comfort up
My
on
goodness,
Mason.
Comfort, the Bobcats. Christian, what do we got?
13-6, Comfort up on Mason right now. Wow.
Hey, Manny, since you know about all these teams, what the heck is a Mason puncher?
So a puncher, I believe it's a cowboy-esque kind of caricature.
A caricature.
Yeah.
Caricature.
A cowboy-esque caricature.
Yeah, because if you ever, I mean, obviously they have the horseshoe with the M as their decal, but
M doesn't. I mean, puncher starts with a P.
But it's M for Mason.
Oh, okay.
M for Mason, but they're represented by a cowboy, so Mason punchers. I'm not entirely sure how the puncher gets involved in it. Oh boy! All right, San Saba and Rogers right now all tied at 7 in the second quarter. The Dillas, they are a state-ranked team in Texas. The San Saba Armadillos. How about that for a mascot, Christian?
Armadillos, wow.
Roadkill.
Oh boy! Please direct the email to joe@hydeinteractive.com. El Dorado and winners, the kids from Sliker County.
Wow. Coach Long, shout out.
Yeah, shout out, 31-0.
Here's the interesting thing about El Dorado. You know why it's named El Dorado?
Hit us with it.
Well, when the land developers went out there and they plotted the town, they wanted to name it after heaven.
Okay.
And so the closest they could get was El Dorado.
Okay.
And then we all started mispronouncing it out here, called El Dorado.
El Dorado.
El Dorado.
El Dorado.
Yeah.
But most of the folks out in Sliker County, it's El Dorado.
El Dorado?
El Dorado.
There's no A at the end.
But yeah, that's just how they say it.
But now the other team, winners. How would you like to be their mascot?
The Blizzards. It's a little. I mean, he looks like.
Tornado.
It almost looks like a Dairy Queen Blizzard. You know,
If
a Dairy Queen Blizzard was a mascot.
And I wonder if Dairy Queen they ought to sponsor Dairy Queen has sponsored that.
We need some residuals there, you know, some there with going towards winter. What else we got? Roscoe Stanford. Wow, Christian, this one a pretty good ball game.
We got Stanford up 13-0 on them so far.
Roscoe.
The Plowboys. Cross Plains and Goldthwaite. The Buffaloes leading the Eagles 21-7. Goldthwaite actually getting on the board here, so the Eagles not going quietly into the Central Texas night. They are keeping it interesting, to say the least. Holly Hamlin. I'm not sure if we've had a true update from this one. So that one, we did see that one.
Archer City's looking pretty good.
Wow, the Wildcats. The Wildcats. Remember that?
How would you be from Archer City and name yourself a Wildcat?
Remember the Joe? Christian, you may not, but the Goldie Hawn movie from the '80s, The Wildcats.
Yes.
Where she was an actual coach. She was a female head football coach for a high school, and there were the Wildcats. Wildcats.
At the half in De Leon. Or I'm sorry, Windforce.
The Windthorst, the Trojans on top of the Bearcats, 28-0 there at the break.
And meanwhile, in Forsan.
Yeah, give us that one there,
We
Christian.
got a post up 28-7 on Forsan at the half.
And Coleman and Anson, wow, the Tigers and Blue Cats getting after it, battling the big country 19-14. Anson leading Coleman in that one. Wow. Merkel and Stanton in this one. Kind of a battle, somewhat of an I-20. Stanton's off the beaten path of I-20 there, but Merkel Stanton, the Buffaloes there. The Badgers leading there 12-0.
I don't know if this might not be a new story yet.
Yeah, that one doesn't look like it's quite updated on that one. Reagan, we did see it.
Great Creek and Cristobal.
Okay, my hometown Cristobal Cougs. Joe, I know Belinka did. He is efforting video.
He's got some footage, but we got to get off these scores.
Okay, so that's director Joe Hyde calling the shots tonight. 10-7, the Eagles battle of Tom Green County. Hey, go back one more, Joe. Eastland and Holiday.
Yeah, but we did this.
No, we didn't see that one there. Eastland. So interesting thing here. Eastland coming off a loss last week against Wall. Eastland QB1, along with a number of players from the Eastland team, actually were suspended for one game.
Really?
I'm not going to say for what. It was violation of team rules.
What are team rules?
Basically not doing stupid stuff. So
give me like an example. Chris, you were closest to the football thing, so give me some stupid stuff that football players do to get suspended from teams.
We'll go too in depth, but I mean, we'll just put it as hazing. We'll just say hazing, yeah. Hazing's the most.
Like you beat up the freshmen?
Like I said, it was
like I said,
Eastland 21.
Perhaps I think maybe indulging in some adult beverages that could also cost you and be involved in a suspension there. So Crane, Colorado City, right now the Golden Cranes, former Sonora head coach, leader of the Crane Golden Cranes there, 15-0 on top of the Wolves. Comanche and Brady, that one has not been updated just yet. Bangs and Florence, the Dragons, on top for Florence, 6-0 in that ball game. Right now, Sonora, Llano. Give us that one there, Christian.
Llano up 21-8 on Sonora. Let's hope Sonora can bounce back and move up to 1-1 after the loss from Ozona.
You don't know what a Llano is. What's their mascot?
They are the Yellow Jackets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Menard?
We all know it.
Yeah, the Sonora is the Broncos. Llano is the Yellow Jackets. But the Yellow Jackets there in Llano, their school colors are orange and white. Orange, white, and black. I don't know how that pertains.
Why would anyone want their school to be orange and white?
Easy, Joe Hyde. Brock in Nevada Community.
What the heck is Nevada Community?
Yeah, I've never even heard of that.
Up until this year, I hadn't heard about that school. But Brock, I mean, nobody really wants to play Brock these days because they're such a good football team. Christian, what do we got in the score in there?
Brock up 16-0. Definitely could be worse against Nevada Community.
Yeah.
Where is Nevada?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you.
Can someone look up, Janessa, go find out where Nevada Community is. I got to find out where it is. Is it like a church?
Oh, boy.
Junction.
TLCA in Junction. In fact, I believe TLCA is here in town at Old Lakeview Stadium.
Lakeview, right?
Yeah.
I thought we couldn't play at Lakeview Stadium.
No. Hold the phone there. TLCA plays at Lakeview Stadium, but the Lakeview Chiefs do not play at Lakeview Stadium.
I get it.
It's a long story. We'll have a preview of that coming up next week. TLCA in Junction. Right now, the Eagles leading the Eagles of TLCA 14-6. Early in Toller. One more over. Early in Toller, the Longhorns leading the Rattlers 7-3 in that one. Early needing a dub. These guys, they're coming off. I believe they're coming off a loss against Bangs last week, so need to get to 1-1 in this one. So more action, more highlight. Clyde and Idalou. Wow. So last week, Cisco basically just beat Clyde into submission. When chatting with the Wall coaching staff this week at practice, they were sharing with me that Cisco was just so good, and Clyde, I mean, they just put them in their place, and Cisco, they have that knack for just running the football and running it down your throat, and that they did against the Bulldogs. And Clyde is a Class 3A Division I team, Cisco Class 2A Division I, so I mean, they're playing above the classification. Cisco able to just manhandle them literally. Right now, Clyde down against the Idalou Wildcats 30-6. And Joe is letting me know that tonight's scoreboard is presented by Deersky and Deersky Realtors. We can't forget about our friends at Deersky and Deersky. So, man,
That's a lot of scores.
that's a lot of scores, man.
A lot of scores.
Yeah.
And you weren't even watching. Oh, we got the Brownwood band.
Yeah, they're at half right now. As are a number of games at the break. We do have Ballinger and Breckenridge are at the break as well. We'll check in with them here after a while. Yeah, if you can effort us Cristobal and Grape Creek, Joe, that would be fantastic.
Y'all keep rapping. I'm gonna work it.
And then also, when you do have a moment, we do have Grape Creek, and I'm sorry, Wall and Cisco, a highlight from those folks out there. So yeah, so some good stuff all the way around. Yeah, my mother, Rosie Diaz.
Your mother is writing you.
Yeah,
text
she's texting me while I'm on the air.
Kristen, is your mom writing you texts too?
No, she is not.
She didn't write you texts?
No,
Hey,
not right now.
we
no.
got something about it. About Kristen's mom.
Yeah, we'll get to that after we get to these highlights. How about that?
Exactly. We can get some highlights.
Joe, you gave it away who we're actually going to talk about with old Gabaldon here.
Oh man, you just call him Gabaldon. All right, this one we gotta get the thing. You can see it.
The thing and the thing and the thing, and as old Uncle Joe would say.
I think this is Cristobal.
This is Cristobal and Grape Creek.
Look, they don't even have. Their stadium doesn't even have like stadium or stands.
Well, Joe. I mean, we're COVID-19. You know, they're at certain capacities, or 50% capacity in the stands. So whenever presented by Eggemeyers in this one. So let's get to the highlight with this one. We have about, whenever you want to roll the tape, we'll get to that. There we go. About 8:10 left in the second quarter. Braden Wilcox, Cristobal's dazzling QB1, handoff to Josh Fava, and look at this kid go. You're gonna shed some kids there. Not too bad. Oh, okay. And then Braden Wilcox gonna find Josh Fava here. That'll work for a gain of 10 yards, and then back to Wilcox. This kid, I tell you, Christian, he's fun to watch. Not only can run the football, has a decent arm in which he can just let it rip. Here, he's going to find Kyle Lohman and tackled by Landon Crow. Big gainer there. And then we're going to have another Braden. So we're looking at more from that. What happened to that highlight, Joe? We're rolling in that.
It stopped.
It stopped? Okay.
Stopped. You want me to play it again?
No, we good. We'll come back to it. We're going to have more highlights from Grape Creek. Nonetheless, the Eagles from the Creek leading my hometown Cristobal Cougars. Teardrop 10-7 at the break. Hopefully the Cougs can avoid an 0-2 start. The highlight presented by Eggemeyers. Yeah, so we are efforting some different highlights tonight. Joe, mind you, we do have another highlight from Wall and Cisco from Trammell. Whenever you want to get to that one there, we will patiently await that one.
Well, yeah, we're going to get it. Just hang on.
Yeah, we're waiting on that one there, and looks like, oh boy. All right, Trammell, where are we at with the shot sheet?
Did Trammell not send you a shot sheet?
Well, he kind of put it in a few different places, but we're going to manage. All right. Yeah. Whenever you would like to cue that highlight, we can certainly get to that one there. So this one we're going to bring you.
I don't think he got any football. Looks like he.
Well, he was.
All you got were.
No.
Trammell went out and got all the cheerleaders.
So yeah. So he was hanging out with the cheerleaders for a little bit, as we'll see with the opening shot. So this one is Cisco and Wall. Hey, no. Well. Yep. So whenever you're ready, we'll get this. We'll get Cisco and Wall presented by Eggemeyers General Store, the best little general store in West Texas. And we'll cue the tape. And that one, the Wall student section. Man, look at those all masked up. And there we go. One of the best student sections. I tell you, those kids, you talk about that Bobcat student section, they're just as rowdy. Yeah, Cisco Lobos taking on in that one. It's, the Lobo cheerleaders. And we're going to have a little Darren Morrison here. And this kid, love to see him run the football. Look at that good video from Matt Trammell there. Rumbling and bumbling on his way to a first down. Then Morrison back in the action. Second quarter, there he is, running it in. Then Cisco going to take the rock here. And look at this bomb, Christian.
Wow.
Whoop!
And the
Finds a
catch.
way to make the
Wow.
catch. Look at that.
Da-da-da.
Yeah. Not too bad at all. So we saw there 7-0 or 7-7. So we're tied at ball game in that one. Let me look and see if we actually have a updated score from Wall and Cisco. We're going to effort that one. But nonetheless, some great stuff. Darren Morrison Drew Morrison, I'm sorry, that is a family member of his. But Drew Morrison looking pretty good. That Cisco offense coming back with
What do
him.
you mean? Wait. Not just a family member.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a family member. It's the mayor. Is it not?
I believe.
Hey, we got some more scores in.
So right now, we do have 14-0, or no, I'm sorry, 14-8. Cisco is on top of the Wall Hawks in that one. So that one developing into a pretty good thing. We'll check back in with the Wall Hawks here in just a bit. But, man, a very exciting ball game right now in the east end of Tom Green County. That highlight courtesy of Eggemeyer's General Store, the best little general store in the San Angelo area in Concho Valley. Also, good stuff from Matt Trammell on behind the camera there. Grape Creek, Cristobal at the break. Right now, the Eagles lead my hometown Cristobal Cougars 10-7 in Grape Creek. Eastland Holiday. How about this one there, Christian?
Eastland up 28-7 after the loss from Wall last week.
Yeah, so the Holiday Eagles got to find something, got to get some momentum building there. Colorado City and Crane. Wow, looks like Crane's doing a number there, Christian.
Yeah, Crane up 23-0 on Colorado City at the half. Brady.
We still got a score on Brady.
Bangs up 14-0 up on Florence.
Okay. Not quite an update there from Fort Stockton, Sonora, and Llano. Man, Llano finding some success early on right now.
Have we found out where Nevada Community is? Like 20 minutes ago. So where is it?
Yeah, Janessa, fill us in.
Where is Nevada Community?
Yes.
The Panhandle.
It's 1 mile north of Nevada, Texas.
Nevada, Texas? Where is Nevada? Oh.
I'm saying, you know that Texas, almost every city in California, there's a San Diego, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
There's a La Mesa.
Wow.
They call it La Mesa here, but where I'm from, it's La Mesa.
So, mind you, so our good friend here, Janessa Nunez, she is a native of California, San Diego, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So she's filling us in. We're actually Nevada, Texas. That is a city here in Texas, Nevada Community. So, but where is actual Nevada, Texas? Did you find out where that is? Kind of.
The district with the consolidation of schools in Nevada, Josephine, Cokeville, and Lavon.
Okay. Well, we'll get back to that one there. So right now, Brock right now leading Nevada Community 16-0 in that contest. Early in Toller, the Longhorns leading the Rattlers 14-3 there in the second quarter. I'm probably assuming that's nearing the half. Battle of the Eagles, TLCA and Junction.
Both Eagles?
Yep, TLCA and Junction, both Eagles there. More scores to pass along to you. Christian, take us away there.
Idalou up 30-6 on who is that?
That was Clyde. Now, so as Wall refers to themselves as Wall America, Clyde is also Clyde America. That's just the thing.
Who started it first?
Are they really?
Yeah. If you go to Clyde, if you go to Callahan County, and if you refer to it Clyde, Texas, they're going to tell you Clyde America. America.
Nevada Community. Oh, now Janessa's showing me maps.
I'm not good at math.
Where's the nearest city?
I'm looking, I think Garland. I've been to Garland. That
Okay.
familiar.
Okay.
So it's by Dallas?
It would have to be because Brock is in the Weatherford DFW area, so I would assume that
Well, here, how about this one? Ballinger's almost.
Ballinger and Breckenridge, in fact, they're at the half right now, and that one, we'll check into that game whenever it kind of makes itself makes itself available with that one. Wall Cisco, man, I tell you what, I'm having I'm having a hard time believing that Wall. I mean, I imagine these guys, they got some game in them. You know, Drew Morrison, the QB1 there for the Hawks. This kid, they have him playing both ways. So I would be curious to know how much offense they're actually playing him. I know they're going to play him full offense, but I would be curious to know how much defense he's actually playing tonight against that rough and tough Cisco offense. But right now the Lobos, the big damn Lobos of Cisco from Eastland County, leading Wall 14-8. That one is at the break. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff. That one is a so Sweetwater Jim Ned, they canceled tonight. Yeah, Jim Ned. Yeah, COVID alert. Jim Ned actually.
Sweetwater or Jim Ned, or is it Jim Ned?
Tuscola, Texas, just 20 miles southwest.
You fly to DFW and they don't want you to fly into Brownwood Most. They send you to Tuscola.
We've had to make that hike there, yeah. So this game actually got canceled due to Jim Ned having a few kids come up with COVID, come up positive with COVID. So Sweetwater was actually trying to play a game tonight against Brownsboro. They were going to meet in Aledo, but decided, hey, not so fast. We'll actually cancel that one there. So actually none of these teams in action tonight. Sweetwater also canceled, which was going to be next week's homecoming for Lakeview. So Lakeview will not have a homecoming this year.
Because Lakeview had the COVID?
No. I think Sweetwater, they were. I'm not sure. I think maybe they may have had something going on regarding that matter. But I thought I saw something earlier today where Sweetwater just said, "Hey, no."
Sweetwater said they were going to do it.
Yeah, no, no.
I don't think.
Well, all I know is that game it's not going to happen. It was
We
Lakeview's.
don't know the details.
It was Lakeview's homecoming, and so teardrop for those guys as well. Levelland and Snyder. Matt Tremmel's Levelland Lobos leading the Snyder Tigers 12-2.
Wow, safety in that game too.
Seriously, Lobo? Yeah, it's a wolf. It's a dog.
So a tiger's going against a dog.
Yeah, if you want to put it that way. Yeah. More from Class 4A. Okay, Joe, you're gonna love this one. The Dumas. One more time. Let's say it together.
Dumbass.
Hey, no!
That's us.
No, it's Dumas, Texas. They're from the Panhandle between Lubbock and Amarillo.
From the Panhandle?
Yes, the Panhandle of Texas. The Dumas Demons. I knew whenever I put that in there, you were gonna have some fun with that tonight. So I was gonna let you have your fun right now. So. Yes, hopefully you get that out of your system. So right now, the Dumas Demons leading in that one 28-6. Ooh, give us the goods on that one, Christian.
We got Lampasas up 20-0 on Stephenville so far.
Yeah, state-ranked Lampasas in Class 4A. So you got to believe there's something brewing down there with the Badgers in Central Texas. Good game there.
There's more country songs written about Lampasas than Stephenville, so I think that Lampasas is going to win tonight.
Okay, so
it's looking good so far.
No. That's you got that one all mixed up, Joe.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, El Paso.
Oh, it's El Paso. Oh.
Out in the West Texas town of El Paso. I met a beautiful Mexican girl.
No, actually, I'm thinking about Hank Williams Jr.
Okay.
They may be from Waco or out in Lampasas. The best thing I know is they all come from Texas.
Yeah, there we are. Yeah. Nothing like a Texas girl, that's for sure. Brownwood, Midland, Greenwood. These guys have not yet resumed. We'll catch up with that. Sonia, do not encourage that. Right now, Sonia Ramirez Munoz coming in here with a guitar. She is tempting Joe Hyde to play the guitar. No. Maybe in the final hours, we're nearing the end of the show. We'll have Joe kind of sign off on that. Brownwood, Midland, Greenwood, 14-2. Oh, our poor Lakeview Chiefs right now in the second quarter, nearing the half. Christian. Yeah, it could be. Christian, give us a good.
Looks like Pecos scored another touchdown on them. 34-15. Pecos is up on the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs of the north side of San Angelo. Man, hopefully they can get something. They had a really good win last week under Coach Hector Guevara. I tell you, he's doing some very good things over there. Huge fan of what he's able to kind of how he's able to rejuvenate this Lakeview team. Hopefully he's able to kind of get a few more points, a few more touchdowns on the scoreboard there.
It's like Wall scored a touchdown.
Oh, all right. Imagine.
Morrison.
Okay. I know Matt Trammell is efforting some other highlights from that game.
I'm looking for him, Manny. Just y'all keep rapping for a minute, and I'll see if we can pull something up.
Okay, and Joe, I'm actually going to forward you a highlight from our friends over at K-Texas. They have a highlight from Cross Plains and Goldthwaite. No, I don't want to do that one there. But yeah, so I'll get that one here in just a bit. But I tell you, we're seeing some interesting games. Brownwood, Midland, Greenwood. Brownwood up, I believe it was 21-2. They did score before the end of the half. They're extending that lead on the Midland Greenwood Rangers. So, of course, Greenwood coming off a very good run to the state semifinals before they came up just a little shy against Pleasant Grove, the team who would actually win a state championship in 2019. Joe, that has been sent. If you want to check in the sent folder, we do have Goldthwaite in Cross Plains in that one as well. So, Christian, you did say that we did have an update, and while Joe's kind of preparing that one, and we can kind of talk about this game, Wall and Cisco, what are you seeing with that?
From what I'm seeing, it looks like Wall's up 15-14 after a 13-yard touchdown by Morrison.
Ooh, so Drew Morrison, the QB1, this kid, I told you, he's a gamer.
Yeah.
He's a gamer. He's a linebacker as well for the Wall Hawks, so he's not he's not a guy that shies away from contact.
Yeah. Not a pretty boy.
Yeah, not a pretty boy. In fact, we saw him in our COVER1 preview on the turf, and this kid, a very smart, very articulate guy. Love chatting with him, knows the X's and O's of football. And, I imagine you played with a lot of guys that, they weren't afraid of the contact either.
No,
tell us about some of these guys that you've seen in your time as a Central Bobcat that they embrace the contact.
Well, one that definitely comes to my mind is Daylon Green.
Oh, my God, yeah.
He did not.
Absolutely.
Just ran around just looking for someone to hit. Just
Daylon Green.
Straight animal out on the field.
Brought the wood.
But so nice outside the lines. Just such a sweet guy. It's crazy how he just flips the switch like that.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna agree with you on that one. Another guy. Does anybody else come to mind on that?
I have to think. Maybe. Let me see. Probably Tilo. Tilo, anyone matched against him,
okay.
Tristan. He's definitely just going full force and doing it his all.
What I always enjoyed about watching Tristan Lopez is the guy, even if he was going to be matched up with a bigger guy, he just didn't care.
He didn't at all. And you see him on the basketball court. Wow. I'm sure you have.
I didn't get the opportunity to see him play basketball. I saw, I'm good friends with his dad, Freddie, and I would always see what he would post on social media. But Tristan Lopez, the basketball player, was he that good as well?
Very, very good. Very, very. It's insane, man.
Are you a basketball player? Do you dabble on the court as well?
I get down here and there.
I get down. All right, homeboy taking one-on-one matchups for sure. Okay, so let's get it going with Goldthwaite in Cross Plains. The Buffaloes hosting the Eagles tonight down in Callahan County. Buffs beat up on Menard last Friday night. They started hot tonight. Kaysen Allen, gonna love what this kid is bringing to the table. Hands it off to Cody McWilliams. He hits the edge, stays in bounds. He's G to the O&E gone. 51-yard touchdown. Cross Plains up 7-0, less than 2 minutes into the ball game. Here we go. Goldthwaite back with the rock. Look at this kid. Handoff. Stood up. We're going to get to the folks in the stands first. But here, handoff. And look at here. Stood up. The ball comes out. Noah Osis and Kaysen Allen pounce on it. Buff's ball. There's our buddy here. Thunder the Buffalo. Andrew Casey. Well, he's masked up. Start of the second quarter, McWilliams takes the direct snap, somehow stays up, drives into the end zone, and wow, how about that? And we saw a score from Cross Plains and Goldthwaite, and Cross Plains just kind of doing a number on the Eagles tonight in that one. And of course, a lot of good things that Cross Plains is mainly kind of being able to do after falling to Menard just a week ago. So thanks to our good friends, K-Tex's Sports Director Evan Nemick, for providing us that highlight tonight. We're going to have a number of other highlights. We are efforting some more highlights from Wall and Cisco. Joe, you're wanting to get something on?
We're into the next hour in WWF Steel.
Yes, indeed. So, yeah, our second hour of coverage is presented by W&W AFCO Steel right here in San Angelo. Christian, if you know, let me tell you a little bit about W&W AFCO Steel. These guys manufacture the steel of a lot of different stadiums around America. We're talking Kyle Field in College Station. We're talking Levi Stadium in San Francisco, home of the 49ers. Busch Field, home of the St. Louis Cardinals. Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. I mean, the list goes on and on. In fact, even down in Houston at NRG Stadium. Down the home of the Texans. So, yeah, good friends at WW AFCO Steel sponsoring Hour 2 of Cover1 Live. Man, we have brought the folks at home a lot of stuff tonight. Highlights, scores. We're all over West Texas. We're getting ready to bring you some second half live look-ins from a number of games, including Brownwood and Ballinger. I know Ballinger is right now, they are underway in the third quarter. Joe, if you kind of want to get that one prepared, I know right now the Bearcats are leading the Buckaroos 13-0, courtesy of our friends over at Alonzo Audio and Video. Alonzo, excuse me. We'll have a live look at. Let's go audio up.
Has caught 2 for 20 yards. Johnson has caught 1 for 7 yards, and Henderson has caught 1 for 3 yards. So, Scott, it looks like they're pretty evenly balanced here, but on the scoreboard, it's not balanced at all. It's Brownwood 21 and Midland Greenwood 2.
Yes, sir, absolutely. And the scoreboard is the only thing that matters right now. Just got word that number 28, Christian Chambers, who is not on our roster that I have, is the one who intercepted that pass right there near the end of the first half on the 4-yard line. So great job by Christian in picking that ball off and giving us a chance to put that third touchdown on the board.
All right. Thank you for that. And that is our halftime statistics. Dan Hill Containers in Brownwood's Industrial Park. Proud supporter of your Brownwood Lions. Once again, if your business needs custom boxes, be sure to give them a call. At Dan Hill Containers, they'll help you put it in a box. They say, go Lions. We've got the big Lions inflatable. The state of Texas. Man, that's a tall thing. It's taller than the goalpost. Standing in the end zone down there awaiting the Brownwood Lions to return to the field.
All righty, so there's a live look-in with Ballinger and Breckenridge. The Buckaroos kind of pinned deep in their own territory right now, trailing the Bearcats 13-0. About 6:20, a little more than 6 minutes to go in the third quarter of action there. Ballinger kind of doing some work with that one. Surprisingly, Chuck Lipsy, you got to love what this guy is doing. He's been in a lot of different places in West Texas. Winters, Bangs, Brady, now in Ballinger.
Coming back on the field.
And so, we'll get to, so Brownwood and Midland Greenwood are approaching. Joe, before we get to that one, let's go back to Ballinger, or with some of the action there. I do see that that Ballinger is about to get the football back. And the Bearcats right now leading the Buckaroos 13-0. And we'll take a live look into this one.
Our schools, youth organizations, and booster clubs, and we jump right in. In our hometown community.
Black Plumbing is celebrating 25 years of great plumbing service, residential and commercial plumbing, including trenchless pipe repair. In Brownwood, call Black Plumbing 325-643-5215 or go to blackplumbing.com.
Digger's Diamond Electric can help you with electrical repairs or service for residential, commercial, and industrial. So with any electrical problems, play it
audio
safe
up, and I'll do a play-by-play with that. All right, so Right now we are taking a live look in Ballinger and Breckenridge out in Runnels County. And still, this highlight presented by Angelo MRI. Go see our friends at Angelo MRI right here in San Angelo for your MRI needs. Why book an appointment with some of the big guys when you can get you an MRI in the door, quick appointment. They are taking an insurance, most insurance is accepted there at Angelo MRI. I hear those commercials so much, I can pretty much just reiterate whatever comes from that.
It's your health, your choice.
Yes, your health, your choice, your MRI, Angelo MRI.
And
so
they don't have outdoor MRIs.
I didn't think they had an outdoor MRI, but you never know. You never know. So we're taking a live look with Ballinger and Breckenridge here.
Nothing happening.
Yeah, nothing really going on in this game here. We'll kind of wait for that one. I do see that we may have to catch up with that one, Joe. So we are seeing, and before we kind of get back to that, if we want to get to some scores, we want to find some scores, and then maybe we can transition back to Brownwood and Midland Greenwood, of course, in that one. And I do believe also.
I think we can go to Brownwood Greenwood. I mean, y'all ready?
Yeah, let's transition back into that one and let the folks from KOXE take this one away.
That requires me to turn the audio up.
Greenwood, ball carrier gets to the 43-yard line, so that's a gain of about 5. Good, solid run over the left side.
Tackle there by Christian Chambers, and Kay Jaton was in on that tackle. Try to get some of those defensive players. We got Henderson out there. We got Christian Chambers. We got Hobbs. Ravada's in the secondary. So it looks like pretty much the same starters that we started the game with.
Greenwood quarterback Flowers under center. He turns and pitches right side. Trey Cross, number 4. Their big time running back. Not big in stature, but he gains a bunch of yards. Been held pretty much at bay tonight by these Lions, but he's able to get near a first down. The referee's walking over and looking at the yard to gain marker there, and yep, it is going to be moved to chains time. First down and 10 for the Greenwood Rangers. And the ball is spotted at the Brownwood 37-yard line. First and 10 Midland. They're moving from right to left or from south toward the north here in the early stages of the third quarter. Ty Flowers, the quarterback for Midland Greenwood. He's a sophomore. He's 6'3", 170. He's going to hand off. Flags fly. And Cross runs inside the 30 to the Brownwood 27, but the penalty marker is right at the line of scrimmage, thrown by the line judge here on the Brownwood side.
I think that's going to be offsides on us. We sent our linebackers up to try to jump that gap, and we're across the line of scrimmage, I think, right at the snap.
And so they mark off the yardage, and that will result in the football being spotted at the 27-yard line. The penalty decline. The result is a first down for Midland Greenwood. And with less than 2 minutes played here in the third quarter, Greenwood started this drive at the 47 of Brownwood, and they find themselves now at the 27-yard line of the Lions. Quarterback Flowers going to be under center this time. I formation the backfield, wing to the left and a wide out to the right, and Flowers turns and hands to his running back, and there is nothing there hardly at all, maybe a yard for the back, and the Lions converge.
Espinoza in on the tackles, shooting a gap from his linebacker position as well. He's been in on a bunch of tackles tonight too. Him and Jaton kind of sealed the edge right here on this left side of Greenwood's, and was able to get Flowers down after just a minimal gain.
Receiver wide to the right, one wide to the left as the Greenwood Rangers come to the line of scrimmage, and Flowers under center once again. High backfield, same formation as before, at least in the backfield. Going to hand the ball off to number 32, Jimmy Vasquez, a sophomore, 5'8", 180-pounder. Hammers over the right side for maybe a yard or two. I think just one, though. to the 25-yard line, just outside the 25. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 9 for Midland Greenwood. Lion defense rising to the occasion here.
Yeah, big play here. I was going to say 4-down territory, but it might not be 4-down territory just quite yet, but Greenwood's going to call a timeout and talk about it.
And we're going to take a timeout with them. Brownwood Lion football continues in 1 minute.
Excel Health's medical, dental, and behavioral health team would like to wish the Brownwood Lions a safe, healthy, and winning season. Excel Health, proud sponsor of the Debbie Ellis Memorial Scholarship Fund.
The Bug Truck is only a call away. Chrysler's Pest Control offers a complete pest service for everything from termites to lawn weed control and tree service. Chrysler's can handle both residential and commercial. So if you have bug problems, call Danny Chrysler at 647-5068. Chrysler's Pest Control is your guy.
All right, so there was Brownwood and Midland Greenwood in action there in the 3rd quarter. Right now the Lions still leading the Greenwood Rangers 21-2. So exciting stuff there in Brown County at Gordonwood Stadium, the historic Gordonwood Stadium. We're working on a number of other highlights. We're looking to bring you, 1 second, I know, Wall, and 1 second, Joe, before we get to that, let me bring up the words to that. I know Trammell's also efforting another highlight. All right, so whenever you're ready with the Wall highlight, and I believe he does have a second highlight, so we'll get to that here in just a bit. But first, let's go to the 1st quarter action with the Wall Hawks and the Big Damn Lobos of Cisco. Gotta love the student section there in Wall, the east end of Tom Green County. Yeah, bringing the goods tonight. Cisco, yeah, a very good, heavily ranked team in the state of Texas. Here we go. Quarterback Drew Morrison, QB1 of the Hawks. Yeah, he's rumbling and bumbling on his way to a 1st down for the Hawks. Gotta love what that kid does. Then, here we go. Drew Morrison gonna take the bell himself. Take it in for the 1st touchdown. The Hawks' 1st touchdown scored there on the new turf in Wall. But here come the Lobos. And look at this bomb. More or less the catch right there. Man.
Over that.
Wow. So right now, Christian, what do we have on an updated score between Wall and Cisco? I know it's very interesting.
Wall 21, Cisco 14 with
right
4
now,
minutes left in the 3rd.
Wow, so how much time is left in that one?
4:32 left in the 3rd.
Wow, so Wall, putting things together, 21-14 in that one. Joe, I know Trammell's.
Brownwood's going hot.
All right, so we're going to take another live look into Brownwood and Midland Greenwood. And it looks like Greenwood is on the doorstep here. We'll take well, actually, we'll stay with us. But this is courtesy of KOXE and Brownwood ISD. And a little oh, man. Wow. How about this? Brownwood defense. This is not the first time that we've seen them kind of come up clutch. Now we're facing a 2nd and goal. Now, Christian, we did see something that the Brownwood defense earlier this evening, in which they came up pretty clutch.
Well, yes, they held them down at the 1 yard line. Right there, Greenwood tried to run it in, and Brownwood, of course, just stopped him right there at the 1. Then the next play, Greenwood sacked him in their end zone for a safety, which
so that's how we got the 2 points on the board there. So it looks like Greenwood within the 10-yard line. Oh, he's got a guy open right there. Oh, is he gonna get in? Oh, right just there. Outside the goal line, down to the 2-yard line. So it makes it 3rd and goal. Wait, is there laundry on the field? Oh, no. Oh, so we do have a penalty on Midland Greenwood. This is going to back the Rangers up just a touch. We're going to stick with this broadcast.
What about the Brownwood defense? This is about the 3rd time we peeked in there and we saw that great
yeah, so the Brownwood defense, I mean, you can't say enough about these guys, not shying away from contact tonight, embracing the goods as they're holding and now coming up on the clutch end of things, because that Greenwood play would have put them at about the 2 or 3 yard line, but the penalty has backed them up well past the 20-yard line. Yikes! So that's going to make it. That's going to make it what, 3rd and long. And
Kristen, bets right now. Are they going to make it?
I'm not counting on him, but he's throwing it up.
He's throwing it up.
Oh!
What's he got? What's he got?
Touchdown, far right corner.
There's a penalty.
Flag,
There's laundry on the
flag.
field.
It's looking like defensive pass
Oh my
interference.
gosh!
I should have bet on him.
You should have
Should've
bet
made a
on him.
little
What
friendly
do we
bet.
got? I want to see what the penalty is. Let's see what the penalty is first.
Defense.
Oh, it's
Wow.
pass interference.
That's going to stand.
And the touchdown. So the Greenwood Rangers not going quietly into the West Texas night.
Nope.
We'll see if they go for 2. It should be interesting to
Yeah,
see if
that's
they
what I
go
was
for
thinking.
2 to kind of make it interesting.
You feel like 2 points is going to make up for 21 points?
Well, you know, because I mean, if you go for 2, well, in the next possession, if you hold them, you're still within striking distance.
Chris,
You
you
know,
going to be a coach one day?
Hopefully, that'd be nice. Yes,
Would
sir.
you go for 2?
I'd definitely go for 2.
you always go for 2 when you're on the road. That's for sure. You got nothing to
Why
lose
is it
there.
on the road you go for 2?
It's nothing to lose. Nothing to lose there.
All right, they're going for 2.
So let's see what they got here.
They're gonna make
They
it.
are
Bouncing
going
out.
for 2. Uh-oh,
And
little
they
bounce out
got
action.
it.
Is it going to make the corner? Oh,
Wow.
what does it say?
Nope.
No, it
Really?
looked like he almost made it. Wow, so
We got 21 to 8.
21-8. So it's now a 2-possession ball game there in Brownwood. Exciting stuff. Greenwood continuing to make it interesting. 21-8 there at Gordon-Wood Stadium. The second hour of coverage presented by our friends at W&W AFCO Steel. Highlight courtesy of KOXE and Brownwood ISD. And, of course, our friends at Angelo MRI. Your MRI, what is it, Joe? Your choice.
It's your health,
Your health.
your choice.
Your choice.
Your
MRI. Julie Sneer says it so much better than I do.
We have scores.
So,
We have
yes.
the finals.
All right, so, Christian, take us away here.
We got a final out in Richland Springs, 55-8. They handed it to Austin Royals.
Not quite the death thing, or the end of the game because you have 45 points up.
Well, I
Not
imagine
quite.
they called it. That they probably did call it right there.
Yeah, they probably
Being,
did. Yep, that's 47 points up.
Yeah.
48 points up.
so, yeah, so Richland Springs, the Coyotes put the knife in the coffin there.
Leaky.
We got Lakey up 50 to 14 on Eden in the third quarter.
You know this Water Valley game? We need to go bash some heads back there.
Yeah.
Can't get that.
Sonia Ramirez and Yanis Green. See if we can't get an update from that
we
one.
want some Water Valley. You know, our Water Valley watchers are mad right now.
Oh, I bet
Probably
they
more
are.
mad than a Lakeview fan.
Oh, hey now, hey! Please direct the hate mail to joe@HydeInteractive.com.
Very best playing their first game of the season, up 28-18 on Zephyr so far in the fourth quarter.
Here's your final.
Ooh, oh my
That's
God.
45 points.
Erie and County, a force to be reckoned with in the 6-man game, winning this one 67-8. That's a few more points above that 45-point rule.
What happened? Do you think that the referees just let them continue to be good?
You know, they probably got it. It was probably on the fringe of the 45-point rule, and that score probably put it over that. But
Yeah, I've
of
been
course,
there.
our highlight and our scores presented by Deersky and Deersky Realtors. If you need a home, if you need to sell your home, if you need to buy a home, talk to our friends over at Deersky and Deersky Realtors in that one. So more from the 6-man ranks, Panther Creek and Bront.
Wow.
That one, what do you think? 45?
Definitely 45.
53. Is that 53-6 in that one?
Yes, it is.
Oh wow. Actually, and then we move forward, and we got a good game there.
That's actually a great game. Hermley up on Baird, 28-20 so far in the third quarter.
Oh wow. Actually, Joe, if you want to go back to this Brownwood Greenwood game, some interesting stuff. I imagine they might give us a replay on what's going on out there. Brownwood is trying to see as this one's kind of evolving here. There was an unsportsmanlike conduct. There was actually a fumble on the play Greenwood recovered, but then Brownwood looks like the penalty just negated that whole thing. So Brownwood keeps the ball.
Wow.
If Greenwood they just need to catch a break. Unfortunately, cannot. That play, the fumble would have given them, of course, the ball, but yet they were able to just walk into the end zone. Fortunately, not really able to do much from there. So, wow. So there we stand, 21-8. Brownwood leading Midland Greenwood there at Gordon Woods Stadium. Of course, we'll keep you updated on that one as the night goes on. Joe, I'm seeing that Matt Trammell has an updated highlight from Wall with Cisco and our Wall Hawks. Whenever we can effort that one. Of course, we'll talk a little bit about that one. So we saw an updated score. It was, what, 28-14?
21-14, I believe.
21-14. Let's see. And so we're seeing the Hawks 21-14. How much time was left in that one last we saw?
We had 4 minutes left last we checked.
About 4 minutes left in that one. So Wall's kind of climbing back into this ball game, as you see there. I tell you, Cisco, the number 4 ranked team in Class 2A Division 2, or Class 2A Division 1, I'm sorry. Wall, the number 4 ranked team out of Class 3A Division 1. Both teams very good and ready to and primed to do some big things.
Like Wall is up 28-14.
So 28-14. How much time left in that one?
9 minutes left in the game.
Okay, so looks like Joe is efforting a highlight. We'll get to that here in just a bit. But, man, Wall, man, these guys, Houston guy, man, he's got some gamers out there.
Definitely stepped up after they were, neck and neck with the Cisco Lobos.
All right, so let's get to the highlight here. And we're going to see a nice handoff. Let's check out my man, Dominic Garcia. This kid, he's a bowling ball, if you will. He's not a big cat, but look at him rumble all the way down the sideline for the big run. Then Drew Morrison, what can't this kid do? A little quarterback keeper action into the end zone, touchdown Hawks. But here come the Lobos. You want to check this out. A little flea flicker action there. How about that?
Really?
That we saw a big pitch and catch earlier. Then the next play, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna give it away, but man, not too good for the Lobos as the Hawks just kind of halt there. They do recover as a fumble for the Lobos. Wall able to jump on that, and back to us, Joe, as the Hawks currently lead 28-14. Christian, how about these Hawks tonight?
Man, they're really stepping up on defense from what I'm seeing, not letting that flea flicker affect them in any way.
Yeah, that's a huge play. From a player's perspective, how huge is that whenever you see the momentum? What does momentum do for that in a play like that?
Oh, man, it's incredible the momentum you could get from a play like a flea flicker or any play like that. It's just definitely get a team going for sure.
Yeah.
What's the score there in Wall?
And it's 28-14. The Hawks leading the Lobos. What is in the third quarter? The fourth quarter. So there's still time left on the clock. Our highlight courtesy of Angelo MRI, Matt Trammell behind the camera on that one, doing some good work for us tonight as well. So now, we have them in Coke County out in Robert Lee. We're going to show you some highlights from Erie County and Robert Lee. A whole lot of Hornets tonight, to say the least. And let's check in with that one, Joe. Let her ride whenever you can. And here we go. We're going to have Erie County with the Rock Morrow here. Yeah, gotta love that touch, getting the 2 feet in. That's an Erie County touchdown there. Next, how about this kid, Riley Grider, on his way to the end zone. That makes it 60-8, Erie County. But wait, there's one more. Eli Davis, 11-yard touchdown. Erie County up 67-8 at that point. What do we have with an updated score? I know we've seen these cats a number of times tonight. I know Erie County, they were able to come out with the win. They did 45, so 67-8. So that was a final score. So 67-8, Erie County, your winner tonight against Robert Lee. Wow, Erie County, these guys knowing what to do with the rock in the six-man game. So you got to love and appreciate what they're doing there. So.
We got some stuff from K-Texas, Holly and Hamlin.
Oh, okay.
This is going to take a little bit because, man, I tell you what, K-Texas sent some really big files.
Okay, so yeah, so we are efforting a highlight from Hawley and Hamlin. Hamlin, and this is a big country game, Class 2A game, but Hawley a Class 2A Division I team, Hamlin a Class 2A Division II team. Both teams state ranked, and I can remember covering those two teams up in the big country, and man, they're within 20-30 miles of each other. But man, whenever they get together, you can always expect a big ball game. We're going to effort highlights of that one as well. Of course, our second hour presented by W&W AFCO Steel. I know we saw Brownwood and Greenwood, and I know we'll get an opportunity to check in on this other game here in a bit. But right now, I'll give you this one here: Ballinger and Breckenridge, still going hard into the fourth quarter. Breckenridge not going quietly into the West Texas night, trailing 13-0 with about 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Breckenridge with the rock. So these guys still kind of holding on to a little bit of hope. Christian, from a player's perspective, how clutch are these possessions down the stretch as you get into the late moments of these ball games?
Definitely very clutch, especially since they have 7 minutes left. I mean, a lot can happen in 7 minutes. I mean, they could win the game. I mean, you never know. Yeah. Hopefully not, because that's your hometown, but you never know with that much time left.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we have we're efforting Hawley and Hamlin, and there we go. The Hamlin Pied Pipers are Hawley Bearcats, two state-ranked teams in the state of Texas. Here we go. Braden Warner rolls out. Don't go into the light. There he is. He's on his way. Finds an open A.J. Ramirez, who eludes two defenders, scampers in for the early score. Hawley struggled on offense, but here, quarterback Xavier Rodella shoots one to Will Scott for the first down, but the Hawley Bearcats is left searching for points. The Bearcat defense would have to settle. They settled in, though. Braden Warner can't find an open receiver. Is brought down by Bo Thompson in the backfield. Was still 7-0 with a minute to go. Here comes Hamlin. A couple plays later, Warner this time has time, finds a wide open Trayvon Williams, weaves his way inside the 10. A couple plays later, just a second on the clock, Warner goes on to the corner to Cutter Martin for the score. Wow, some good stuff there from Jones. Or actually, that's out in Hawley. So, yeah, Jones County. Score from these guys. Let's see if we can't effort one of those. I tell you, some very good football there in the big country between Hawley and Hamlin. As we search for that one, 14-0. Last we checked in, Hamlin leading the Bearcats at the break. So that's courtesy of Angelo MRI, bringing you those highlights, and of course our good friends at K-Texas, Evan Nemick, sports director there at KTXS ABC in Abilene. All right, Christian, is there a game here that you like the most? Is there anything that's kind of caught your eye tonight? What's caught your eye, to say the least?
Ozona has caught my eye because last I checked, I'm pretty sure they were down. Were they not?
Down? Yes, certainly.
They were down to. Who were they down to?
We were with Wink, 14-0 that we last saw. Let's see if we can't
get
it.
Some scores coming here.
Okay.
Hold your horses. Great Creek.
All right, the Creek. The pride. Oh, hey. Okay, so the pride of Grape Creek, who's taking scores back here. Hope she's listening. Sonia Ramirez Munoz. That's her hometown. Very talented writer for SanAngeloLive.com. Those are her Grape Creek Eagles. Those are my Cristobal Cougars. Right now, leading the Eagles 22-18. How about that, Sonia?
She's heckling you.
Okay, the Cougs coming back. Eastland and Holiday. How about that one, Christian?
Eastland up 28-14 on Holiday.
Okay, so we'll keep that one going. Let's see what else we got, Joe.
Crane up 37-0 on Colorado City.
Oh man, Jeff Cordell's Crane Golden Cranes. He has a very good spread offense. His sons, the Cordells, known for just being very good quarterbacks. Know what to do with when they have the ball in their hands. So yeah, you best believe Jeff Cordell's getting those Golden Cranes going there. Sonora and Llano, how about this one, Christian?
It's not pretty for Sonora, down 34-8, looking to go to 0-2 on the year.
Wow, so we haven't seen that in quite some time.
There's that Nevada community.
We have Janessa Nunez here. Janessa, did we figure out?
Janessa, show where Nevada and the community is. I mean, no one knows where that place is. There we go. While we're doing that, they're early.
So we got Early and Toller. Early, the Longhorns leading the Rattlers 34-11 in that one. So TLCA and Junction, Battle of the Eagles. Had at Lakeview Stadium, I believe. 20-6 Junction in that one. Clyde and Idalou. How about this one, Christian?
Idalou up 33-6 on Clyde after Clyde had their loss to Wall last week.
Cisco, yeah. So good stuff. Idalou, the Wildcats, doing some work there. Ballinger and Breckenridge. That is an updated score, I can tell you that much. Ballinger leading the Breckenridge Buckaroos there in Runnels County. I know when we have a moment, we'll try and take a peek into that one. In fact, Joe, here in a bit, we'll wrestle that one up. We'll get through these scores here. Wall and Cisco. Wall leading Cisco 28-14 there in the fourth quarter of action in that one. If you want to bring us back, Joe, that game did not happen there. If you want to bring us back, and we can do a live look-in with Ballinger and Breckenridge. Right now, Ballinger is in Buckaroo territory. They're right at about the 36-yard line of Breckenridge. These guys are, this may be, with about 3 minutes left in the ball game, this may be the clincher for them.
Seemed like to me.
It results in a Brownwood Lion first down, and the drive stays alive at the 16-yard line. First and 10 Lions, 2:07 to go third quarter. Here's the play. Royshaw's going to run it, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage and just himself powers forward for another yard. Tough yardage. They are keying on Mr. Henderson, no doubt about it. And they've held him at bay much of the night, but he's getting some very hard-earned, tough yards that keeps drives alive sometime.
We'll go back to Brownwood, and then you can turn down the volume on that one. And then hit live on Ballinger. All right, so that was a live look in there. Looks like we will try to effort now.
That was a really good one. You were listening to Brownwood, watching break.
Yeah, so good. We want to bring you.
Say, Joe, you dummy.
Right now, hey, Joe, let's get to Brownwood because we're seeing the Lions that they are close to a touchdown, and I think they may have a touchdown here. Let's go look in live with that, the replay, and look, handoff here, and look at number 7 go right up the gut into the end zone.
Out for the touchdown.
Wow, the nice stretch there as the lead extends for the Lions. They are now looking to go up, let's count it, 28 perhaps, or 21-8 right now. We'll update the scoreboard here in a bit. So yeah, so Brownwood extending its lead in there at Gordonwood Stadium.
And the extra point kick was good.
Extra point. Now it's 28-8. Wow, so Brownwood kind of just having their way with Midland Greenwood. Of course, Greenwood coming away with a victory last week against Lubbock Estacado. This week, down in the Heartland, visiting the Brownwood Lions, down 28-8. As tell you what, the Lions doing some good stuff there, to say the least, at Gordonwood Stadium. Joe, are we efforting any other highlights? Do we?
Yeah, we're about to have a secret highlights. But before we do it, Kristen, you had to catch a lot of footballs back.
I did.
So tell me about those gloves that you could buy at the Academy. Do those gloves help you at all?
I mean, I definitely think they do help a little bit, but you know, if you've got the hands, you don't need them per se.
If you got the hands. Now, we've seen Christian catch it. Well, in fact, we'll have to make – I do have highlights of Christian catching using those hands, so we'll have to make sure and fit those into the goods there. Believe this is
I think we're going to Brent Blinka.
Is this, did you get this, is this third quarter or second quarter? Third quarter. Let me pull that up there.
Yeah, you ready?
Hold on 1 second before we do that. And goodness gracious, we do not have a, hold on, let me see if we put it the notes in here.
I think Cristobal's wearing white uniform.
Yeah, they are wearing white, and hopefully, I'm looking to see if we have some notes with that one.
You're from Cristobal. You should be able to do this without notes.
That's not how it works, Joe Hyde. Of course, no, we do not have notes, but let's just kind of run with it here.
We're going to improv.
We are going to improv, and we're going to see what we're about. Christian, why don't, if you can, see if we can't find a Cristobal Grape Creek score, updated score. That way we can prepare the folks for that one.
Maybe bring Sonia in here and she can give the others.
I would love to see Sonia give a highlight. In fact, I'd pay to see Sonia give a highlight. Sonia, if you want to come on in, here's your cue.
Are you ready?
Yeah, so let's go and hit the highlight there. So we're going to see a little kickoff action, little onside kick. Grape Creek attempting that one. Does Cristobal get it back here? Yeah, it looks like that. They're going to get it back. How about that? So working with some pretty good field position. See what the Cougs are up to. Braden Wilcox, little keeper, or actually handing off there. Oh, but a fumble. Grape Creek going to recover. So what are they going to, the question is, what do they do with it when they get it? Little drop back action. Oh,
wide open.
Wide open. He's G to the O and E going. That's a Grape Creek touchdown. And going for 2. Let's see if they get it. How about that? Put 2 more on the board as the Eagles. Yeah, they extended the lead at that point. But right now, let's check let's get an updated score. So we see a reach in for the end zone there. That is Faba. And then we have perhaps, there's Braden Wilcox. Oh, so elusive. Oh my goodness. This kid's so hard to track down whenever when he ever has the ball in his hands, which is every play pretty much. But yeah, he can run it, he can throw it, he can do so many things. Right now, how about this one? We see Cristobal and Grape Creek. What do we have in an updated score?
Looks like Grape Creek up 18-15 in the fourth quarter.
Okay. So some good things going on. There's a battle of Tom Green County, North Tom Green County, South Tom Green County going down in that one. Both teams looking for their first win of the season. Cristobal falling to Wink in week one. Week one, my goodness, here we are. I feel like I'm Janessa Nunez throwing in the one-liners. And then Grape Creek falling to Stanton also in week. Oh my gosh, please, somebody help me. This guy needs to go home already. So this second hour presented by, we are in the 9:41 hour here. Hey, why wait till 10:30 each Friday night when you can just hang out with us and we'll bring you the highlights and scores all night long as we are showing you. Yeah, and we throw in some fun commentary, you know. Let's see. I think Ballinger and Breckenridge may be a final. I believe that broadcast just ended, but the Brownwood and Greenwood, the game that we were watching a lot tonight, Brownwood, the score, it looks like Greenwood just got on the scoreboard. That score is now 28-15. So Greenwood continuing to make it interesting. So it is now two possession ball game now? So 2 possession. Now it's a kickoff going back to Brownwood, so we'll see what happens in that one. So we just got an update, and Christian, I want you to read off of the update here because this is a good game that we've been watching all night long. Take us away on that one.
Cisco, because we're going to scores.
Oh, there we are. Yeah.
So Wall is up 35-14 on Cisco.
In fact, we just got an update from Matt Trammell. That is now final.
All right, final.
The Wall Hawks defeating the Cisco Lobos 35-14. They came back, and I guess you can say that's dramatic fashion in that one. As they come back and win this one, they're going to play San Antonio Christian next week. This is a private school from the TAPS football in that. In what's that, Joe?
I was like, what's the name of that school?
Oh, come on. Before we get to that, 1 second. So, before you derail me, Joe Hyde, give me 2 seconds here. My monitor right here, I can't. There we go. We're seeing that come back. So, San Antonio Christian, they're going to come to the Concho Valley next week. They are a state-ranked team in TAPS, which is a private school sector of Texas high school football. They beat Cal Allen in week 1. Cal Allen, a very good football program at a Class 4A Division I. So you can imagine what that game's going to look like. Sack, their quarterback, he is highly recruited, heading to the University of Arkansas. Wow. Spread them out kind of offense. So you best believe the Wall Hawks better eat their Wheaties because they're going to have a ball game in store next Friday night. We get that game here in the Concho Valley, so we're going to see a good game next week. So Eastland and Holiday, what do we got there, Christian?
We got Eastland up 28-21 on Holiday. Looks like Holiday scored a touchdown.
Okay. What else we got? Clyde and Idalou. That one is probably near an end. Near the final score as 40 to, is that 40 to 6?
40 to 6.
40 to 6. Idalou, the Wildcats taking care.
There it is, Nevada Community.
Oh boy.
Wall needs to play Nevada Community.
Why do they need to play? That would not be a very good game, Joe Hyde.
Are you saying Nevada Community is a bad team?
I'm not saying they're a bad team, but
Nevada Community.
But
Brock. Indians?
Nevada's got nada right now. Got a whole lot of Nevada.
Whoa, easy.
You know, I bet you Nevada Community is like one of these DFW suburbs going to blow up. It's going to be like a big 6A power.
Probably.
In 3 years. That's all
Why
we
not?
hear about.
Why not?
Go Nevada Community.
Have we found out their mascot? Can you type in Nevada Community High School?
Vanessa needs to find the mascot for Nevada Community.
Meanwhile, Stephenville and Lampasas. In other news, the Badgers taking care of the Yellow Jackets tonight, 33-0. My goodness. And then Midland Greenwood, we saw this one, so we're kind of following this game right now. 28-15, Brownwood is leading Greenwood. Greenwood not going quietly. Brownwood has the football right now as we speak. This is into the fourth quarter. I would assume that we're probably at about the halfway point of the fourth quarter, if not towards the end.
At Lakeview Stadium.
And then at Lakeview Stadium. So, Nevada Community Braves, Joe Hyde.
Braves.
Lady Braves.
They're the Braves?
The Braves.
They named themselves.
That's the females. The females.
No, they're all ladies.
It says Lady Braves.
Maybe they're playing an all-female football team.
Oh, goodness.
0 points.
Hey! We got kids watching tonight.
All right, next is
Battle the Eagles, TLCA. My goodness. Pecos and, okay, stay right here. Stay right here. Junction, TLCA, 27-6. Junction right now leading TLCA. Battle the Eagles. Hey, by the way, our scores tonight, presented by our good friends over at Deersky and Deersky Realtors. You need a house? You need to sell a house?
Or if you're moving to Nevada Community, you need a referral.
Okay. Please direct the email to joe@hydeinteractive.com. Pecos, Lakeview, man, just the Lakeview Chiefs.
Tough loss.
Can't quite put it together.
Lost yet there, Christian.
Christian, what do we got on the score right there?
We got a 41-29 Pecos up on Lakeview right now.
Okay. Yeah, so not looking too good for the Chiefs. Lubbock Estacado and Dumas. The Dumas Demons. Dumas Demons right now leading the Matadors 38-12 there in the fourth quarter. Austin Royals, yeah, so we saw this one here. Austin Royals and Richland Springs, 55-8. Hamlin and Hawley. Wow, Hamlin finally getting it together. What do we got there, Christian?
28-6, Hamlin up on Hawley. We saw highlights from that game.
Yeah, so that was not a bad looking Hamlin team. These guys looking pretty salty in the early goings of the season. San Saba and Rogers. How about this one? The Dillas down to Rogers 21-14 there in the fourth quarter. I'd like to see how this one plays out. I would assume San Saba still has something left in the tank. That team a very good state ranked. They were good, yeah. They made a deep run.
Much better than Nevada Community.
Well, okay. Why are we picking on the Nevada Community Braves?
Because who's from Nevada Community? You know,
I feel like in the comments or somewhere, someone needs to message us some kind of facts.
About Nevada.
Maybe some Nevada fans.
Oh, man.
Joe's turning them into campfire marshmallows right now.
Campfire marshmallows. Okay, so we saw this score earlier. Albany and Dublin. It was very close. I think it was at one point tied. Albany just busting this one open. Christian, how about this one here?
61-27, Albany just blows away from Dublin.
Wow.
Too much Dr. Pepper for Dublin.
Yeah. The Albany Lions head coach by old Denny Faith. This guy's been there a few years. He knows what he's doing. Wink in Ozona. Wink, they got the best of my hometown Cristobal Cougars. Ozona coming off that win in their first win over Sonora in 10 years.
Wow.
That was last week that they beat Sonora. Right now trailing the Wildcats. What's that score there, Christian?
28-6. They're trailing Wink.
28-6 against Wink. Forsan in Post. I tell you, the Antelopes of Post are right now ahead of the Forsan Buffaloes, 32-7 in that one. El Dorado and Winners.
We get an update on that one. I think they're probably out of quarter 3 by now.
Yeah, they're probably moving pretty rapidly. El Dorado's probably on their way to a win as they are leading winners in that one. Stanford and Roscoe, the Plowboys, not doing too well against the Bulldogs as Stanford is up on that one 27-0 there in the fourth quarter. We'll keep you updated in that one. In the Big Country, Baird and Hermley. Baird getting into the six-man ranks this season. This is their first year of six-man football. They've always been traditionally an 11-man team, but much like the Erie County Hornets and a number of small schools down in enrollment, so they're kind of their hand was forced to go down to six-man football. Hermley, a very good football team in the six-man ranks. That's actually a pretty good game. 28-20, the Cardinals leading the Bears. Lakey and Eden. Christian, how about this one here?
Man, Eden taking a beat down right now. 58-14. Lakey's up on him.
Yeah. All right. More scores. May in Sterling City. Oh, what a game! Right, the Eagles and the Tigers, 38-34. Yeah, I'd like to see an update in that one. All right, so Joe, I can see that we are in the fourth quarter at Gordonwood Stadium, courtesy of KOXC and Brownwood ISD. Greenwood is punting it back to Brownwood. Let's not take that game just yet. We'll wait till I thought I saw something there. In fact, I saw something. Brownwood with a nice punt return. Let's go ahead and join the coverage with KOXC and Brownwood ISD. This highlight, this live look-in, courtesy of Angelo MRI.
28-15 already.
28-15.
Hold on.
Joe, can we take the full audio with KOXC?
No. We'll get the Ballinger game. Hold on a second. Go back to y'all. Talk. Talk amongst yourselves.
The wonderful direction from Joe Hyde.
Are you like saying it's bad?
No, not at all.
I'm sort of.
Joe's catching on. Joe's doing very well tonight. In fact,
ran because
it's a tough
things
game.
were closing down on him
You're
pretty
doing well
quick,
with
but
the
he left the
gig.
pocket
I'll
pretty
say
soon.
that. So
He did. I don't think that was quite what he wanted to do. Play clock at 18 seconds, and you can bet the Brownwood Lions are going to start milking every second they can off this clock.
Absolutely.
Second down, 12 play. Jones back, shotgun, snap, hands it to Roy Schott. He runs back, got a yard. Not back to the original line of scrimmage yet. Now it's 3rd down and about 11.
I'm not sure what Martinez's range is. You know, he's hitting some of those extra points, you know, a pretty good distance. So I'm not real sure what his range is, but depending on what we do here, obviously it's going to depend on what we decide to do on 4th down. We're at the 25-yard line now, so, you know, I don't know. I don't know if this is 4-down territory or not.
Well, we're about to find out as the Lions offensive front gets set. Ball snap back to Jones. Gives it to Henderson. Roy Schott running around the right side. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. He's pushed out of bounds on the Greenwood side of the field. And now it's 4th down, and we're about to find out.
All righty, so there we are with KOXE, courtesy of KOXE in Brownwood and Brownwood ISD. Also our friends at Angelo MRI, that live look in there. So we're bringing you all the goods from around West Texas, not just the Concho Valley. Why wait until 10:30 when the other guys are doing their thing? I'm not saying they're not any good, but we're bringing it to you all night long from 7:30 to 10:30. So by the time you turn on the tube there, you've already seen it, chances are, if you're watching here on SanAngeloLive.com. Thanks to our friends on Facebook for joining us. Joe, where else did you put this on tonight? I know we have YouTube.
It's on Twitter.
YouTube, Twitter.
Via Periscope.
Via Periscope.
So we're kind of like Scott Adams, you know, the guy who writes Gilbert. He does all these Periscope videos. We're competing with Scott Adams.
Oh, boy. I tell you, Joe Hyde always keeping it light around here. That's
Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook is evil.
As you can tell, Joe Hyde is a very big fan of the Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Hey, we got some 4th quarter highlights from Brent Blinka.
Brent Blinka. Yeah, and hey, he also provided a shot sheet in this one. So whenever you're ready for that one, I'll take the baton there, Joe Hyde. All right, so let's go to the 4th quarter action between Cristobal and Grape Creek. Here we are, Cristobal QB1 Braden Wilcox on the quarterback keeper, and look at this kid go. 26-yard touchdown. My man, number 10, in for the touchdown. Yeah. Oh, but he's not done yet. How about Wilcox here to his boy, number 3, 2-point conversion. That continues to make this game very interesting. Here we go, about 4 minutes left in the 4th. Grape Creek, yeah, they're going down to the 12-yard line. Then, well, right here, it's Wilcox looking to do some work. But nonetheless, folks, hey, we love that formation, the victory formation. My hometown, Cristobal Cougs. Joe, come back to us. Christian, I'm going to celebrate with this one. 23-18 over Sonia Ramirez Munoz, her Grape Creek Eagles. My hometown Cougs winners tonight. Woo! Okay, that's about the...
You're being biased.
Hey, Joe, that's my hometown. I always said if I get to be on a broadcast, I'm always going to rep my hometown. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. The Cougs.
Angela's from Lakeview. You have said nothing about Lakeview.
Oh, whoa. We have said plenty about the pride of the North Side. In fact, Sonia's coming in. She's bantering with us. Because she's very bitter that her Grape Creek Eagles lost tonight. 23-18. Go Cougs.
Okay.
The Cristobal Cougars now move to 1-1 on the season. How about that? Grape Creek still looking for the win. They are now 0-2 on the season. So I imagine we'll see Grape Creek kind of pick things up. Still a very good team. They're close. They're still in a very tough district. I don't doubt that they'll be able to put something together. But man, when you build something, Brent Davis went through the same thing. You go through some growing pains. Last year, it was, I wouldn't call it, it was something different that we hadn't seen in a while, but you guys just went through it and you pretty much just powered through this whole thing. Talk about kind of like the adversity that you guys went through and what you've seen with teams like that.
Well, definitely there was some adversity. We had experience with those teams in our district the year before. Go ahead.
What about the moms?
Oh, yeah, we'll get to some highlights here and some good stuff, and we'll get to the moms. But
Christian's moms, you got to do that. The moms.
Well, we'll get to the moms here in a bit. We got the moms ready to go. Okay, so let's set the table here. So last season, and this is for the love of the Bobcats. Right. You know, we always we always hear about the dads and how much that they're all about football, but the moms.
And the important thing here is we haven't even gotten really into the meat of the football season yet because 6A hadn't started. The Bobcats and the Little Southwest Conference, that hadn't started yet.
No, they have not. So we'll see them get cranked up probably towards the end of September. First game, we'll see a scrimmage against Abilene Cooper, and then we'll see them get started against Colleen Shoemaker. But this piece that we're going to show you from 2019, but still resonates so well as we move into the 2020 season. For the love of the Bobcats, Joe, take us away.
I get really, really nervous before games. I can't imagine what my son's thinking.
You have the emotions, they're all over the place. You can ask any of the moms, you have the excitement, you have the sadness. I wake him up and I'm like, ooh, what is today? What is today? So we start the hype at home. Of course, you know, you have those emotions where you're nervous, you don't want them to get hurt or you want them to do well, but really just the joy in seeing him play.
As a mom, when your kid's out there, your son's out there, and you know, we moms put so much into it, you get really passionate about it. And unintentionally, you know, over the top probably, but it's just because it just means so much to us. It means so much to them, and therefore it means so much to us.
My name is Tiffany Burns, and my son is Landry Burns. He's number 7, he's a slot receiver. Landry has played football all of his life. He played in the backyard when he was a baby with his dad. He played flag football, I think starting in kindergarten or 1st grade. Then he started tackle football in the 4th grade. And he's loved it. He's loved every bit of it. He's a really energetic, fun kid, and he loves to hit people. He loves to be with his friends. He loves the team. He loves every part of football.
My name is Yolanda Lloyd, and my son is Malik Finley. He is Central's safety, number 21. Woohoo! I was just looking at my Facebook, and you know how they do the memory thing, and they have pictures from when he was in the 6th grade and playing for the Y. So we go back maybe about the 5th or 6th grade playing for the Y, and it kind of took me back and kind of took me where, how little he was, and looking at some of the people that he played with back then and he's playing with again today. That was kind of a great memory today that I had.
I'm Bonnie Johnson, and my son is Boston Johnson. He's a senior, and he plays for the Central Bobcats. His number is 44. 1st grade, we started with flag football. 2nd grade, flag football. 3rd grade, YMCA tackle football. For me, I knew that I was going to have 2 little boys, and I knew their names, and I knew right off the bat that they were going to be playing football.
My name is Cindy Gabaldon, and my son is Christian Gabaldon, number 3, and he's a wide receiver. My house of boys is eat, sleep, breathe football. It's every single day. Football mom, I guess, versus a cheer mom is it's makeup and girl stuff, and we're, you know, constantly feeding hordes of boys that just eat nonstop. Football mom is, you have to learn a game that you've never played. You know, you have to try to learn how to communicate about it and talk to them without them looking at you like, what are you talking about, Mom? You know, you have to, so when you're watching the game that you know what's going on. And
my name is Michelle Hammeister. My son is Colton Hammeister, number 16. There was a group of them in elementary school that played flag football together, and that was a lot of fun. So there have been a lot of us parents that have been friends since then and have watched the boys grow up playing football, and us staying friends and watching them out on the field since they were, gosh, I don't know, 7, 8 years old, and then on to tackle.
Through Glenn and through CFC and now at Central, he has loved the coaches. They have been the greatest mentors to him. He would jump off a bridge if they told him to. He really, they've invested in his life, and he has really just done everything he could to make them happy and to work hard for them, and they've been a huge influence. And he is so proud to be a Bobcat.
So I graduated with Central and watched all the football games growing up. And my husband played football for Central as well. We are so proud of him and just so excited that he is a part of this program that we were once a part of. I mean, words can't express how proud we are of Boston. He always wanted to be a Bobcat growing up, and now he's a Bobcat.
We have embraced it. We embraced it when we had the last home game. It was hard, but it was nice that we knew that there were more games to play. There just wouldn't be at St. Angelo Stadium. So it's kind of like, grieving the end of something in stages. So it's, it hurt that he wouldn't play in St. Angelo Stadium anymore, but it was okay because we had more games to play now. The last time he does play, that will be really emotional, and none of us are prepared for that, but it's been nice to know that, it's not all at once, it's not abrupt. We're really hopeful about the playoffs, and we want to keep going as long as we can.
I'm proud of everything he accomplished. He's a really good kid, and just to see everything that he's done and he's going to do, the setup for his future is just, it's a very proud mommy moment. That's what it is. It's a proud mommy moment. I'm trying not to cry. It's a proud mommy moment. I love him so much.
The last home game was really, really hard. I just wanted him to go out there, absorb every single minute of it, look around at all the people, look around at all of your buddies that you've grown up playing football with, take it all in, and make some fantastic memories, because in the ending, it's all the memories that we take with this. And once a Bobcat, always a Bobcat.
You just want him to enjoy the game, their friends, the team camaraderie. And it's not just the kids, there's so many of us parents that are so close too. So, it's a lot of emotion. It's a lot of emotion.
I think the boys, Christian specifically, he's sad about it, but to him, he's also excited about, graduation and college and going on. But for me and for the group of moms that we've become so close, it's really sad, finding that closure to something that meant so much to us, that means so much to us, something that we spend so much time doing and working on, and closing that chapter has been and continues to be really tough.
Oh man, that's moments of yesteryear for Christian Gabaldon. Christian, you remember, those memories is just kind of just.
They come back for sure. It makes me miss it even more.
And we were talking about that catch that you made against Del Rio.
Yes, it
was. And we actually saw that in there, and then we saw your mom talk about your time. Some of the guys that we were talking about, certainly Boston Johnson, some of these other guys. Where are these guys now?
No, they're all. I know Boston's here at ASU. Malik, I haven't caught up with Malik, I don't think. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he might be at ASU too, but
okay.
Yeah, they're all doing good and well, alive and well.
Yeah, absolutely. So always good times from the Bobcats.
All over the right side, and they're going backwards. Lost 2 on that one. How about that line defense? They're feeling it now.
Realtor scoreboard.
We're going to go back to it in a second, because these dadgum highlights keep playing their sound.
Okay.
But I'm on top of it. I'm on like Donkey Kong.
So yeah, we'll let Joe Hyde kind of get acclimated to things there, and then we'll kind of rejoin him. But it looks like we're about to do so now. So May in Sterling City. Is this a final, Christian?
Looks like it's a final. Sterling City with the 4-point win, 44-40 over May.
Wow, what a game! Sterling City. I tell you, these guys forced to be reckoned with. Coming out with a big win against May. It's a six-man game there. Wow, what a win for them tonight in week 2. Moving along, we have Wink in Ozona. And man, that looks kind of exciting. What you say?
Wink in Ozona 35-19. And Ozona goes to 1-1 this season. Wink to 2-0.
Hey Joe, do we have full audio on us right now?
That's going to back up Lakeview, though, right at the 14-yard line, bringing up first.
So, yeah, so. Okay, all right. So we have Comfort and Mason. Comfort right now leading, or that is a final. Comfort taking out the punches 30-6 in that one. Moving along more into the scores. One more finals.
San Saba pulled it out.
Okay, so we saw this one earlier. This is a game that we've been watching since the very get-go. We saw Rogers pull away, and Christian, good stuff here from the Dillas.
Yes, looks like San Saba pulled away with it 24-21.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, so San Saba now moves to 2-0 on the season. They were victorious last week against John Long's El Dorado Eagles. They do it again. They do it in dramatic fashion this week. Man, 2-0 for these guys. Good win for them tonight, that's for sure. Merkel and Stanton. Man, another good one. This is a Class 3A ball game. The Badgers, yeah, taking care of the Stanton Buffs, 24-22. Of course, our scoreboard tonight, presented by Deersky and Deersky Realtors. You need a home? You need to sell your home? You need to buy a home? Hit up our friends over there. And the game that one really big game that we've been watching aside from Brownwood and Midland Greenwood.
You might want to move to Wall if you want to win some football games.
Tell you what, yeah, for sure. Christian, take us away on that one.
We got Wall topping Cisco in this one, 35-14. This is definitely a game we were looking forward to all week.
Yeah.
And Wall pulls through with it.
And certainly in dramatic fashion, we saw Drew Morrison come back with some great highlights in that one. So we'll hope to. I know we're efforting some post-game sound from that game with the winning coach Houston Guy, as the Hawks, they moved to 2-0 on the season. They're going to get a very good San Antonio Christian next week here in the Concho Valley. Of course, San Antonio Christian coming up with a win in Week 1 against Cal Allen. Their quarterback from SAC going to the University of Arkansas. He's a commit to the University of Arkansas. All right, moving along with the scores. Joe Hyde, what do we got? Hawley and Hamlin. Man, a whole lot of Pied Pipers. 35-6. How about that one? What else do we got?
Clyde finally fell.
Idalou overtopping Clyde in this one, 40-13.
All right.
We got Ballinger.
So that is a final. So Ballinger and Breckenridge. So we see that one. We saw kind of some updates throughout the night in that one. The Bearcats able to hold off the Buckaroos late in this one as they move to, let's see, I'm trying to remember if they won last week, but 13-0 tonight as they take care of Breckenridge. Moving along in the scores, Lubbock, Estacado, and Dumas. The Dumas Demons, 38-13 winners. Tell you what, state-ranked the Demons are, and they showed it tonight against a really Estacado. They're really always an athletic team, a basketball school that they've kind of proven to be over the years. Over the Matadors, they are Dumas winners tonight, 38-13 in that one. El Dorado and winners, what do we got there, Christian?
We got a blowout is what we got. El Dorado 51-19 over winners in that one. Not pretty for the Blizzards for sure.
Wow. Okay, so John Log in the El Dorado, he gets his first win as head coach of the El Dorado Eagles. Man, congrats to him. It's his first win as a head coach. So yeah.
Basketball game here tonight.
Oh my gosh! How about this one, Christian? Give us a score on that one.
Got 82-50. Quite the basketball score, as Joe said. And I'm not sure if that's final or not.
Yeah. So no, that one. Oh my gosh. Florence and Bangs. Wow, 55-0. That is a full into the fourth quarter. Bangs just having their way with Florence tonight. McCamey is kind of a one-sided ball game for the against the Menard Yellow Jackets, as they are victorious against the Jackets 56-6 in that one. Eastland and Holiday. How about this one, Christian?
Eastland 28-27 over Holiday, 1-point game. Is that final?
Not yet.
That is
It's
deep
a
into
nail biter right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So then we go into from Eastland and Holiday, moving it along. Oh man! So here's our friends from Brock and Nevada Community. The Eagles.
Nevada Community.
Man,
They scored.
They could probably use a few cheerleaders in their corner. 52-7 Brock, just really flexing tonight because Brock, they are a state-ranked team, and if I'm not mistaken, let me check where they were heading into this week. In fact, they were the number one heading into this week, and to start the season, they are in fact the number one team in Texas in Class 3A Division I. They showed us why. The Wall Hawks, number 4 in the state of Texas. Usually that's about a third to fourth round matchup between Brock and Wall. Hopefully we get to see that matchup this season. And the way Brock and Wall are playing, I have no doubt about that. Forsan and post, the Antelopes taking care of the Buffaloes tonight, 39-7.
Coming back to you guys.
All right, so wow, so we've seen quite a bit of scores tonight. In fact, our friends down in Brownwood, in fact, we'll go ahead and give you that final score. The last we checked in on that one. The Lions victorious against the Midland Greenwood Rangers, 35-15. My goodness, so a whole lot of Lions tonight. Greenwood made it interesting down the stretch, but Brownwood, they're tough to beat at Gordonwood Stadium.
We got some more scores coming in, especially this one here.
All right.
We've been waiting for that one all night.
Yeah, take us away, Christian.
Not quite final.
We got Comanche up 28-7 on Brady. Still a little bit left in the fourth quarter.
We'll update on Nevada Community.
Well, there we go. Yeah, 59-7. Brock on top of the Braves. And in fact, that one is a final now. 35-15. Brownwood taking care of Midland Greenwood in that game at Gordonwood Stadium. So Brownwood moves to 1-1 on the season, while Midland Greenwood does the same. I'm sure we'll see these teams put together some good games, some good outings down the stretch of the season. McCamey and Menard, we saw this one a little bit earlier. McCamey taking care of the Jackets tonight, 56-6. Where's the 45-point rule in Class 2A? Reagan County and Ira Ann.
Speaking of the 45-point rule.
Yeah, a whole lot of Owls tonight. I know, in fact, Ira Ann, their enrollment is on the fringe of 6-man territory. I would assume that they might probably enter that or be very close to that in the next few realignments. So Reagan County kind of taking care of them tonight, 62-0. What else we got, Joe?
Well, Trammell said he couldn't get the interviews. But anyway, we're coming next one.
Okay. All right, Christian, what else we got here?
We got Junction versus TLCA, the Battle of the Eagles. 40-6, Junction overtakes TLC in that one. Yes. Then we got Hermley 58-20 over Baird. Not sure if that's final or not, but
yeah, into the fourth quarter in that one. Oh my gosh. Garden City O'Donnell, the Bearcats, not quite enough. I mean, what do we? I mean, if you're playing NBA 2K, what team would you kind of see in this?
It's like Rockets and Lakers, yeah.
I mean, James Harden might be on the court tonight. I don't know. Or on the basketball, or on the football field. Yeah, that's a Big 12 kind of showdown. 88-50, O'Donnell taking care of Garden City tonight. So, folks, we have shown you a lot of scores. We've taken some live looks into a few games, as well as we've shown you highlights into some good amount of games, especially the game of the night, Wall and Cisco. The Wall Hawks coming out victorious. Was at 35-14 last we saw on that one. So so the Hawks moved to 2-0 on the season. Joe, do you think we can effort maybe the second highlight that we got from Trammell from Wall? I know we had some big plays from the Hawks in that one. I tell you what, the Hawks, they were down heading into this ball game late into the third, heading into the fourth quarter, and they just managed to just bounce back. And that's just the culture of Wall. They're rough and tough kids. That's just the community. They know how to win football games. And I would say that Houston Guy is, he's a coach that is relentless. And he puts it on his kids, and it shows whenever they're in big ball games like that. Cisco, number 4 ranked team in Class 2A Division I. They showed it tonight heading into this ball game. If I was them, sometimes it's tough taking a loss, but when you take a loss like that against the Wall Hawks, I mean, no need to hang your hat on that one there. So I think it was certainly, most definitely a good football game. Christian, we saw, we're seeing them evolve. How clutch is a win like that?
Definitely very, very clutch. Definitely gets the top 5 team like they are. Might even move Wall up in the ranks for next week and bump them up. Maybe, we shall see.
Yeah, and so like the teams that are kind of ahead of Wall in Class 3A Division I, Pottsboro, number 3 in the state right now. Grandview, number 2. Grandview is the defending state champion to Class 3A Division I. So those guys, I mean, and then of course Brock, number 1 in the state. So you're seeing some teams that, they're good football teams, and there we are. We see the Wall Hawks hanging out with these guys. So yeah, this is the kind of company that Wall is kind of keeping to kind of round out the top 10. We'll just read that. Top 10, Hallettsville. Number 9, Cameron Yo. Number 8, Jordanton. Number 7, Gladewater. 6, Rockdale. 5, Malakoff. Of course, 4, Wall. 3, Pottsboro. 2, Grandview, and 1, Brock. So we see a lot of good football teams certainly in that top 10, and I think we could see some of those matchups. We most definitely might be primed to see that matchup between Wall and Brock heading into that 3rd and 4th round. Okay, so we have some second half highlights to bring to you from Wall. Let's check this one out. And this one here, recognizes real. And this is Dominic Garcia. Look at this kid, just relentless. Gonna take it down the sideline. Then Drew Morrison. I love this QB1. He can do so many things. He's such a big kid, such a big frame. He takes it in for the touchdown there in the quarterback keeper. But hey, Cisco keeping it interesting. Check out this flea flicker. Going to the bag of tricks. Cookies. Catching it there. But it says Wall. They say hold the phone here. They're not letting Cisco come back at all as they recover the fumble. But in the end, all Wall as they win it 35-14. So plenty of good things from Houston Guys Wall Hawks. They celebrate their first win on the new artificial turf. Yeah, it's something a little different for the kids out in the east end of Tom Green County because they always play on the natural grass. Now doing work on the actual artificial turf. So, Christian, is there a team that maybe surprised you tonight? Anything that what you saw on whether it be the scoreboard or maybe the actual highlights or live look-ins?
Ozona kind of surprised me with the loss that they took. I really thought they were going to have a little bit better of a game versus Wink, but Wink really showed out and really gave it to them in that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got some new scores.
So
I will tell you that the team that really surprised me tonight.
Okay. Hold on.
Nevada Community.
Okay.
They scored against Brock.
Okay, hold off on Nevada Community because I can see here in the preview screen, the preview monitor, that we're about to come up on a very good score here. Is this true? I mean,
I don't know.
Wow. Christian, give us the good news here.
So what I'm saying is Lakeview had a comeback against Pecos, 44-41.
I wish we could have seen that because we did have a subscription to this game but the interwebs were a little slow out in Pecos. And yeah, that is indeed a final. 44-41.
Go Chiefs.
Yeah, the kids from the north side. I can hear Yanis Green jumping up and down. Sports. 44-41. How about that? The Lakeview Chiefs coming back in very dramatic fashion. Man, what a ball game.
Crazy.
So 44-41 Lakeview. Congrats to Hector Guevara and the Lakeview Chiefs.
We just got some finals here. We already knew O'Donnell blew it out.
Oh yeah, I mean that was kind of the given there. 88-50 O'Donnell topping Garden City tonight in that one. Joe, keep the train going. Wink, Ozona. Christian, you were talking about this one. You thought Ozona might have had a chance. Wink said, hold the phone. We have other ideas. 35-19, the Wildcats getting the better of the Lions.
Sunk them.
Oh, boy.
They sunk them.
Oh,
Wink
boy.
Sink.
Okay. There we go. Yep. There it is. Early in Toller, the Longhorns on top of the Rattlers, 41-25. I'm sure that one is close to being a final as we head into the 10:30 hour. Comanche and Brady, 28-7. Brady coming up with I believe it was an 84 or 81-8 win last week against San Angelo TLCA. And then Comanche saying, well, guys, we like to play football, and we do it maybe just a little bit better than you.
This is the game of the night.
Oh, boy.
The game of the night. Nevada Community scored 7.
The Braves.
Go Braves. Braves.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so we do have a few fans here of the Nevada Community Braves.
Go Nevada Community. I'll put the fight song. Nevada Community Fight. Nevada Community Fight. Anyway.
Hit the guitar.
Next.
Okay, so hey, we always enjoy when Joe Hyde can hijack. Yeah, that one is a final. Brownwood topping Midland Greenwood tonight, 35-15. Greenwood making it interesting down the stretch, but Brownwood closing the door on any comeback of that. McCamey and Menard. Oh, a whole lot of Badgers tonight, 56-6. Keeping it going. Christian, take us away in that one.
Reagan County 62-0 on Ira, and not very pretty for the Indians.
Mm-hmm.
Or
the Braves. I'm sorry. They are the Braves.
Like Nevada Community.
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, we're going to have to go Joey Gladstone on this and cut it out.
We need to do a COVER1 preview on Nevada Community. Who are they?
Joe, so I mean, we're talking a nice flight over there, or a 5-hour drive.
They probably don't have an airport. I don't think they have an airport. Anyway, Reagan County.
Oh boy, Reagan County and Ira Ann, 62-0. The Owls getting the better of the Braves tonight. The Braves of Ira Ann Sheffield, that is, moving along.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Go Eagles.
Well, hey, at least the kids from San Angelo got on the scoreboard. You know, we got to show them some love in that aspect. Baird Hermley Cardinals. They're on top of the Baird Bears from Callahan County, 58-20. Oh my God! You know. So we got Bears, we got Pirates, we got Joey Gladstone, we got Braves. I mean, we got a little bit of everything here tonight. Joe Hyde.
And Blizzards.
We had Lions and Tigers and Bears, didn't we?
Oh, we went there. Holly and Hamlin, the Pied Pipers. 35-6 winners tonight over their rivals from Jones County.
Of the Blizzards.
Oh, yeah. Christian, how about this game here?
The Blizzards took a beat down from what it looks like.
It took a beat down.
19.
And for people not from around here, Winters, their mascot is the Blizzard from Dairy Queen.
Yeah, Dairy Queen certainly needs to show them some love for that. Yeah, May, Sterling City, 44-40. The Eagles take care of the Tigers tonight. Man, what a great game. You know, I love these six-man games when they go down to the wire like that, because that is like true football right there. Because, I mean, it's almost like basketball, like when you're having like 10 seconds left and it lasts eternity, because you can score and then, you know, we go to a quick break and then you get the ball again and then you can score again, and here we are. We're still like less than 10 seconds. We still got a game going. So
All right, let's go.
Whoa, hey, easy there, Joe Hyde. Comfort and Mason, that is a final.
The Mason Punchers.
30-6, the Bobcats taking care of the Punchers tonight. Michael McLeod's Punchers, that is. And wow, San Saba, this was probably one of the better games tonight. I wish there was a way that we could have gotten, some footage of this game. I imagine it was very good down the stretch. San Saba taking care of Rogers 24-21. That appears to be a very good football team, San Saba. Merkel, Stanton, the Badgers taking care of Stanton tonight, 24-22. Another good football game out in the Permian Basin of Stanton. And this one, Wall Cisco. Wow. The Wallhawks, they just continue to fly high as they are victorious tonight over the Big Damn Lobos of Cisco, 35-14. Clyde Idalou, man, Clyde just can't catch a break. Last week against Cisco, they pretty much just beat them into submission. Idalou, yeah, Idalou your winner tonight, 40-13. Wow.
Update the scores again.
One thing I noticed last Saturday when I woke up, I had little to no voice. So it's almost like you're talking for three and a half hours. We're nearing the 10:30 hour tonight. Hey, if you've tuned in to us, we appreciate everyone tuning in to us tonight. Whether you're watching via Twitter, Periscope, Facebook, our website, or the San Angelo Live. .com YouTube page. We certainly appreciate you watching this hour presented by W&W AFCO Steel. This is week 2 of COVER1 Live, presented by W&W AFCO Steel in the second hour. We're now entering the third hour. Wow, time is certainly... We started at 7:30, Joe. Can you believe that?
It's 10:30 now.
10:30.
Yeah,
okay.
We started at 7. We started at 7:32.
Okay.
So we have 3 minutes left.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. You want me to tell my Tarzan jokes?
Yeah, well, you got to come around and tell them.
No, I don't get on camera.
Joe does not want. So hey, that's the only way you get to tell the Tarzan joke if you come on camera.
No.
Get up there, Joe.
All right. So we're gonna see a number of great games as we continue on. Of course, we're just weeks away from kickoff of the seasons for Class 5A and 6A. Christian, is there a game in the non-district season you're looking forward to the most when it comes to the San Angelo Central Bobcats? I see you repping tonight, the Bobcat swag here.
Definitely. I know they go to A&M Consolidated, I believe. Definitely a game I'm looking forward to see in Baylor Stadium. I forgot the name of it.
McLean Stadium?
McLean Stadium, yes. So it'll be a big game for the Bobcats, and definitely cheering them on this year.
Absolutely. So Christian Gabaldon here, a former San Angelo Central Bobcat wide receiver. Last year you earned some postseason accolades. Tell us a little bit about what you got there.
For the 6A division, for my division, I earned an honorable mention for my
from your district? That was what, District 3-6A or 2-6A?
3-6A.
3-6A, yeah. So, and you were in a district with some really good teams.
Dogs.
We saw with Euless Trinity, the Richland Rebels, Weatherford, and then of course
Alton.
you guys. Those are the 4 playoff teams there. So very good teams in that.
Scores one more time.
We do have some official final scores to pass along to you. Early in Toller is officially final as the Longhorns take care of the Rattlers 41-25. Pecos and Lakeview, this by far takes the cake of any score tonight, and I'm glad Deersky and Deersky Realtors has had an opportunity to sponsor our scoreboard tonight, because Lakeview coming back, the kids from the north side going out to way West Texas, they were down in this ball game, and what do you know, they had some fight left in them as they come back to win this one 44-41. Wow, what a game. Brady Comanche, Christian, what do we got here?
We got Comanche 28-7 over Brady in this one, after Brady's win against TLCA last week.
Yeah, it was short-lived, so that's kind of what you got to do. You can't live on you can't stay too high. Keep us going here, Christian.
Wink over we got. Slow down.
Wait. There we go.
We got Wink over Ozona this week, 35-19, bumping Ozona to 0-2 for the year.
Oh, Ozona is now 1-1.
I mean 1-1.
1-1.
Saw Comanche over Brady 28-7 in that one. And then we have Brock over Nevada Community.
The Braves.
Joe's team, the Braves, 59-7 in that one.
59-7. All right.
Then we had a nail-biter for a little bit in this game. Brownwood 35-15 over Greenwood in Brownwood. And then we had McCamey just tearing apart the Menard Yellow Jackets 56-6. Reagan County 62-0 over Ira Ann. That's not pretty. Hopefully the Braves can bounce back on that one.
Reagan County, Iran.
All right, TLCA and Junction. Wow, a whole lot of Junction tonight. I'm sure that this one is close to being final, if not final already. Junction just kind of the better team tonight of the Eagles, 40-6. Joe.
You know, we just coming just fresh from Wall. We have a very disheveled Trammell.
Mm-hmm.
So Trammell, get there and tell them what the game was like.
Okay. Well, do we have post game sound with Houston Guy?
I'm trying to get it to work right now.
Okay. Well, what do we need to effort there? What do we need to take care of?
It's just my Premiere is not responding.
Okay. All right. Well, fantastic. Baird and Hermley. That's not on. Keep us going there, Tristan. Christian, let me see what we can.
We got Hermley overtopping Baird 58-20 in this one. That one looks to be over from what I see.
Okay.
And we're gonna keep on going.
The Bears going down in that one. We got Hamlin overtaking Hawley in this one, 35-6. That's the final in that game.
Okay. Let's see, Joe. We're.
And the Blizzards go down in this one to Coach John Long's Eagles, 51-19. El Dorado moves to 1-1.
The reason why is there's nothing there.
All right. Comfort and Mason, 30-6. And that's San Saba and Rogers. We saw in that one. Joe, why don't you just bring us back to camera and we'll talk this one out before we can hopefully get to Houston Guys post game comments as the Wall Hawks take down the Cisco Lobos 35-14. It was a great matchup. I'm assuming this is going to do some good for their be a confidence booster, if you will. Certainly heading into this game against San Antonio Cornerstone Christian next week. You haven't had a chance to see a whole lot of high school football because you've been playing high school football, but thoughts on this Wall Hawks team, certainly what they were able to do last week and what they're able to do this week.
Definitely a major props to them because you saw Cisco, normally a running-based team, pull out the passes. They had a flea flicker in the game, just a couple of deep bombs in that game, and it's good by Wall to, have their defense ready and prepared for that. So.
Yeah, they had to. I mean, it's like almost Cisco really had to kind of go to the bag of tricks there.
Exactly. Yes.
It's not something you see a whole lot, from teams kind of like that. But I would say, desperate times call for desperate measures, and you just got to do what you got to do. When it comes to things like that, and Cisco is just you learn a lot whenever you're in ball games like that. Certainly with the beginning of the season, I think in their division of Class 2A, Division 1, in the same region as Post, who's in the top 5 of that division, you're going to see. I think you're going to see teams like that, and Wall and Post. I would assume that they're kind of on the same level of that. A lot of probably some folks from Wall would probably argue that the Hawks are probably maybe just a tad bit better, but the Post Antelopes, they're a team that's showing that they're a pretty good football team these days. And Cisco, I think down the stretch, although they came up a little bit short tonight, an outing like this may be beneficial to them down the stretch into the playoffs. So
most definitely.
From a player's perspective, how clutch were those big non-district games? I mean, you guys last year y'all played against a very good Cedar Park team. you played against, we went and hung out with you guys in El Paso. How clutch were those games? Although you came up a little bit short against Cedar Park.
Definitely very clutch games to get you ready and locked into the district season for sure. And you can't consider them practice games, but they're just good games to play and get in the groove of things before you hit the district season. The start of the district.
Absolutely. So the first outing we'll see. The San Angelo Central Bobcats is their opening scrimmage against Abilene Cooper. This is a team that went 3 rounds deep last season. I believe they met up against Denton Ryan, who made it all the way to the state championship.
That was the Nevada community of the 2000s.
Didn't okay. So Abilene Cooper made it all the way to the 3rd round last season, where they eventually met up against a very good Denton Ryan Raider team. Denton Ryan went on to play in a state championship game against Shadow Creek out of the greater Houston area. That's a brand new school. In just their 2nd season, Shadow Creek made it, won a state championship.
Wow.
So you gotta just it's crazy to see how good those teams are. They just come out of thin air, but Abilene Cooper, they kind of held their own for a little bit against Denton Ryan, and a lot of those guys are coming back. So I would think that they're going to have a good outing. It's a good tune-up for Central against an Abilene Cooper team that we'll see in their first scrimmage before they hit the road to take on Colleen Shoemaker.
Always a good team, Abilene is, and Colleen too. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, the team speed of Colleen. You saw it a lot. What do you think, that a lot of these Central kids from this season, what do you expect them to see, certainly in that week 1 against Colleen Shoemaker?
Like you prepare for it, you talk about it, but then once it's in front of you, like you just realize everybody on that team is just pure speed. So, yeah, it's going to be a great game to see for sure.
Yeah. And, what's crazy about that schedule is that it's all on the road practically. Central only has 3 home games the entire season, the entire 2020 campaign. Just three home games at San Angelo Stadium. We'll see them against Abilene High, I believe Permian. Permian will be the final home game. And then I think it's either Friendship or maybe Odessa High that we get. I would like to say Friendship in that one. Could be mistaken in that one. But nonetheless, the Central Bobcats prime for a pretty good season. They return to the Little Southwest Conference. Is there a game of the Little Southwest Conference? I know what you're probably going to say. Is there a game that you're looking forward to the most in the Little Southwest Conference?
Permian is definitely the game I'm looking forward to.
Oh, yeah. We got those kids right here.
Most definitely. Especially at San Angelo Stadium. It's going to be a fun one to watch. I'm so excited for that game.
It's unfortunate that, we're only going to have it at 50% capacity, so there's obviously the social distancing, but we'll hope to have some fun with that one there. You got to, although Mojo, they are the enemy. They are the other guys. They are the other team. It's that Mojo mystique that just makes them fun to watch. That's
exactly.
Anytime you get to
the
watch.
Bad guys.
Yeah, they are forever the bad guys. Yeah, so there's always a ton of good rivalry games. Of course, they met their match last year. Certainly, you guys did as well with Arlington Martin. That's a pretty good team, And then they had not the greatest outing against Duncanville, but Duncanville makes a lot of teams look like that. But yeah, so this is COVER1 Live here on SanAngeloLive.com. Thank you for joining us. Whether it be on Facebook, Periscope, Twitter, our YouTube page, or our website, SanAngeloLive.com. Right now, we are efforting some post-game comments from the winning team of the night, the Wall Hawks, from head coach Houston Guy and QB1 Drew Morrison. Hopefully, we'll hear from them here in just a few moments. Matt Trammell helping us out tonight with the amazing highlights from Hawk Stadium there in Wall. This last hour presented by W&W AFCO Steel. We are down the stretch of this show. Hopefully we get to hear from the Hawks here in just a bit. But the Lakeview Chiefs, Christian, How clutch were they
That
tonight?
was super
I would
clutch.
love to see the stat line on that and see what that
Definitely.
was like.
Yeah, that was crazy to see it pop up. They won by 3 points after the last score. They were down by, what, 2
It didn't look
touchdowns?
good.
Yeah.
It did not look good for them down the stretch. And then out of nowhere,
Wow, magic.
yeah, Albert Rodriguez and the kids from the north side just say, hey, not so fast.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So you got to believe there's plenty of momentum riding with the Lakeview Chiefs. Fortunately, they will not have a homecoming game. That game with Sweetwater was canceled. Not sure what went entirely into that. I'm not sure if it was COVID related. I know Sweetwater tonight, they were supposed to play Jim Ned out of Tuscola there at the Mustang Bowl, but the Indians, they came up, they had some kids with COVID, so that game was canceled. Then Sweetwater was supposed to play Brownsboro, and then that one was also canceled as well. It's going to be moved to Aledo, but fortunate for the Mustangs, could not play this Week 2 game in that one. So hopefully we'll see the Lakeview Chiefs in action here in the next few weeks. I'd like to see. I'm going to pull up their schedule. Let me see what they got coming up. So the next one will likely be on Friday the 19th against Sweetwater. This will be on the road there in Scurry County. If we saw this, if you remember this game last year, this is when Lakeview moved to 3-0 on the season, and it was a big win for them. And it was on under the Thursday Night Lights. It was a big win because it vaulted them for their best start in like 30 years. Mm-hmm. And for Hector Guevara and the Lakeview Chiefs, that's big. Certainly, you got to establish a winning culture, and you are certainly a part of a winning culture with San Angelo Central. Brent Davis took this program literally from shambles. Talk about that culture and certainly the expectations of the Bobcats.
Definitely very high expectations. Props to Brent Davis, Coach Brent Davis, on what he did with that Bobcats team, turned us completely around. And hopefully Lakeview can get a winning culture going as well. They seem exciting to watch, starting 2-0, and I'm looking forward to see what they do against Sweetwater here in a couple weeks.
Now it starts a lot from the lower levels, in the middle school, from the JV, the sub-varsity teams, and you go into the middle school, and then the Pee-wee teams as well. How influential was Kevin Crane and Brent Davis when you guys were in middle school?
Very influential. They already had us running, plays that varsity had run, running quick screen passes here and there, just, quick game always. Mm-hmm. And, some schools don't really do that with their sub-varsity and middle school teams. They teach them whenever they get to the varsity level. But, no, they definitely embedded it in us when we were younger just so that we knew when we got up to that point. So
wow.
It's definitely good stuff by Coach Crane and Coach Davis.
I can't imagine, you see, middle school kids being able to run a spread offense.
Yeah.
Who was y'all's quarterback when you were in middle school? Who was the guy that was throwing around the lot?
It was, Tristan was my 7th grade quarterback, and then 8th grade it was Tanner.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I could see that because Tanner's a very athletic kid. I mean, I can see both of them, both very athletic kids.
So, Tanner was my quarterback till sophomore year.
Oh, wow.
It's cool, and then it was cool we got to be the wideouts for Central. So.
Wow, yeah, and then Malachi Brown, he's going to lead the Central Bobcats this season as QB1 in his senior season at the helm there. Talk about that guy. I mean, he has that gamer mentality. What can we expect from Malachi heading into his senior season?
I mean, nothing but greatness from what I know. I mean, the kid's just a pure leader, just born leader on the football field and even in the classroom. He's a great kid, great kid. I'm excited to see, with his feet, his movement, the dual threat that he has, just what kind of numbers he puts up and, how he leads the Bobcats.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to do some great things this season. He's proven to be so good, whether it's with his arm, with his legs. He improved drastically last season as a passer. We shall see. I mean, Jalen Leifesty is going to kind of lead that wide receiving crew. I think he has a ton of potential. We'll see who kind of comes out of the woodwork You know, and that was kind of the question, heading into the 2019 season, because we saw glimmers of you and Tanner, but it was like, who was going to rise, to the cream of the crop there? And you guys certainly did. You know, you erased some questions, and it was like, okay, these guys are not too bad.
Yes, yes, for sure. And I expect Jalen to do the same this year and lead that receiving core, and just bring them up, as a group.
Absolutely. All right. Okay, so we've officially efforted sound from the winning coach, Houston Guy of the Wallhawks, who are now 2-0 following this 35-14 win over the Cisco Lobos.
All right, Coach Guy. So it was a tough game between two competitive teams. How did it feel out there tonight?
It was physical. Cisco, anytime you play Cisco, those guys they're going to bring it no matter what. They're very physical up front. The secondary's fantastic. They're young this year. They got a bright future, but they're going to finish this year. They're going to finish really strong. I look for great things from them. They're just super, super tough.
The second half, y'all really came out and kind of took over the game. What did you tell your boys at halftime?
Offensively, we went in and just kind of figured out where they're lining up. Our offensive line did a good job of just making sure they remembered where they were at. And, they came in and said, hey, I think we can run this. And so we just started grinding it out inside and getting some of the guys blocked that we were missing the first half. I thought our offensive line took control of the second half, more so than we did the first half. And I thought we did a good job of finishing drives.
Who do you think won this game, your offense or your defense?
I think it was a combined effort. Second half, we left some points on the field the first half offensively, where I thought we could have pulled away the first half. But I thought the second half, I don't think you could say one won it over the other. I thought both sides played very well.
Coach, every time you guys got a sudden turnover, you guys were able to go down and score. How big was that tonight?
It's huge. The momentum of those turnovers, you gotta buck up, and you can make things happen, or you can let those pass you by. And I thought our kids did a good job of taking advantage of those turnovers and putting points on the board.
It was like a tale of two halves tonight. What did you tell them at halftime, and what did you guys change?
We really didn't change anything. Our offensive linemen came in, and they were talking about where they were lining up and the keys of what we could do with that adjustment. And so they came in and said, hey, we can run it inside, and we think we can block this guy. And so we came out second half and went after it, and they were exactly right. We did exactly what they said we could do, and when Dominic had a great second half.
Wow, so some interesting comments from Wall head coach Houston Guy. His team is victorious against the Cisco Lobos 35-14. And Christian, he said some very good things there, because we saw, it's like, what were they going to do, coming out of the first half, coming out of the break, because, it was kind of leaning in the favor of Cisco at that point. But yet, when Trammell asked him, was like, hey, who do you think won this ball game? And it was truly both sides that kind of came to play down the stretch. And one thing you got to appreciate about Houston Guy and this Wallhawks team, certainly Craig Slaughter, the defensive coordinator, guys, they very good at making those halftime adjustments. Very much like a Kevin Crane that can certainly just make those delicate tweaks and say, hey, we're not out of the ball game. We can come back. We can get this thing done, and we can finish it out. And that they did tonight, 35-14 winners. Speaking of a gamer, Drew Morrison, the Hawks QB1. We have sound from him. Joe, take it away.
What's up? All right, Drew. So you led your team in scoring day. How does that feel?
Feels pretty good. I got to give it credit to the offensive line. They did a great job, especially coming out second half. They made some really good adjustments. It was just a whole different game coming out second half, and they did a really good job.
So tonight, y'all broke in the new field. How does that feel?
It feels really good. We were, especially nervous. Cisco's a great team, and we knew it was going to be a tough game. Coming out and breaking in the new field, we were nervous, but we're glad we got the job done.
What are you looking forward to next week?
We play Cornerstone Christian next week, and they're a very good ball club, so we got to get to work on Monday preparing for them.
Let's go, man. Appreciate it.
All right, so like a good quarterback, showing some love to his offensive line. He played a whale of a ball game. We saw Drew Morrison on a number of these highlights tonight just trucking through that Cisco defense. What do you like about that kid?
Just the toughness that he has at quarterback, obviously playing both ways, definitely takes a man's man to play both sides like that. So just basically his toughness, really.
And he plays linebacker.
Yeah.
So linebacker, I mean, you're not dodging anything. You know, certainly if you play in the secondary, I mean, there's ways of getting around contact, but linebackers.
Right there, right in the middle.
Right in the thick of things. All right, before we wrap tonight up, let's give you some final scores. Junction and TLCA. Junction, your winner tonight, 40-13 over the TLCA Eagles. Stephenville, Lampasas. Man, Lampasas, they look legit this season. They took care of Brownwood in week 1. This week, they take care of Brownwood's rival, Stephenville, 41-0 in Stephenville. Tonight's score is presented, of course, by Deersky and Deersky Realtors. Brock, Nevada Community, Janessa, and Joe's team tonight. 66-7. I don't know who we're going for in that. We don't have a dog in the hunt there. Dog in the fight. Eastland and Holly. Wow, what does that one say? Because I'm pretty sure that's a close game.
29-28 Holiday, barely squeaking by Eastland.
Wow. So Baron Morton, Eastland star quarterback, comes back this week after a violation of team rules. We won't get into what he did, but a violation of team rules. Sat out in week 1. Almost pulled out a win. Holiday said, hey, we got this, guys. So yeah, your winners tonight, Holiday for sure. Bangs and Florence. Wow. The Dragons, there we are, 55-0 winners in that contest. Early and Toller, another Brown County team. The Rattlers falling to the Early Longhorns, 41-25. And then Pecos and Lakeview. This is by far the shocker of the night because Lakeview Christian was down. They looked down and out, my man. They came back. Yeah, 44-41 in that one. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's left in the tank for the Lakeview Chiefs, certainly as they head into the rest of the non-district season. Brady and Comanche, the Indians, taking care of the Bulldogs. Well, I'm pretty sure that's close to being over, if not over already. 28-7 last we saw. O'Donnell and Garden City, just a basketball game in pads, 88-50, keeping it rolling. Wink Ozona, all Wink tonight, 35-19 over the Ozona Lions. Comanche, Brady, did we see that one already? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Brownwood Midland Christian, that one a final, 35-15. The Lions taking care of the Rangers. McCamey and Menard, all McCamey tonight, 56-6. Reagan County, Ira Ann, 62-0, pitching a shutout against the Braves. More now 6-man, Baird and Hermley, all Cardinals tonight, 58-20 over the Bears. And as we continue to wrap this up, Holly and Hamlin, 35-6. The Pied Pipers on top of the Holly Bearcats. Man, what a good outing for the Hamlin Pied Pipers tonight. Then Coach John Long of the El Dorado Eagles, first-year head coach, getting his first win as a head coach. He gets it against the Winners Blizzards, 51-19. So looking forward to see what's in store for that guy and his team. May and Sterling City. May, your winner, or Sterling City, your winner tonight, 44-40. Comfort Mason, 30-6. Comfort Bobcats over the Mason Punchers in that one. San Saba Rogers. Wow, this is another good game, Christian. We saw San Saba really, they were down to Rogers. They said, hey, we're not waving the white flag anytime soon as the Dillas win this one 24-21. Merkel and Stanton. What does that one say, Christian?
Merkel barely squeaking by Stanton, 24-22 in that one. That's final.
Yep, gotta love what Merkel's up to this season. And then, of course, Wall Cisco, 35-14. Wall moving to 2-0 on the season. Clyde, Idalou, all Wildcats tonight as they take care of the kids from Callahan County, 40-13. Ballinger and Breckenridge. Ballinger doing some good things this season. They take care of the Breckenridge Buckaroos 13-0. Moving along, Lubbock Estacado and Dumas, the Demons, 38-13 winners tonight over the Matadors. That's a final. Forest Sand Post, the Antelopes, 39-7 winners over the Buffaloes. And then Dublin and Albany. Man, what a drumming there. 64-27. The Albany Lions winners in that one. Coleman and Anson. Anson, your winner tonight, 38-14 over the Blue Cats. And then Roscoe Stanford, another game out of the Big Country. Stanford pitching a shutout, 27-10 in that one. Six-man football, Zephyr and Very Best. Zephyr, your winner tonight, 42-32. They get their first win of the season over the Zephyr Bulldogs. Moving along, Lakey and Eden. Lakey on top of the Bulldogs tonight, 64-14. Windthorst, DeLeon. Windthorst, the Trojans taking care of the DeLeon Bearcats, 55-7. That is a final. Colorado City and Crane, all Golden Cranes for former Sonora head coach Jeff Cordell. He's a winner tonight, along with his Golden Cranes, 37-0. Grape Creek Cristobal, hey, my hometown Cristobal Cougars, winners over Sonia Ramirez Munoz's Grape Creek Eagles, 23-18. Levelland Snyder, we'll see Snyder and Lakeview here in the next few weeks. Levelland, the Lobos, Matt Trammel's Lobos, they take care of the Snyder Tigers, 26-10. More scores, Sonora Llano. Wow, we saw Sonora in Ozona last week. What is that one? Tell them what they saw. That one says.
Llano, 41-8 over Ozona. Wow.
Yeah.
Bumping them down to 0-2 for the year.
Yeah, I'd like to find out how long ago it's been since the Sonora Broncos went to 0-2 on a season. Richland Springs, the machine that is the Coyotes, 55-8, the defending state champs, all over Austin Royals tonight. They 45, the Royals there. Archer City Haskell, all Wildcats, 60-7 over the Tribe. Cross Plains Goldthwaite, we saw the Cross Plains Buffs coming in the highlight tonight. They're your winners, 28-14. Robert Lee, Erie County, all the kids from Mertzen, 67-8 over the Steers. Panther Creek Bront, 53-6. The Longhorns your winner tonight over the Panthers. Blackwell Water Valley, well, we were waiting on something with that one.
Waiting on these.
All right, so that may be it as we kind of wrap things up in this Week 2 show. Hey, it's been a ton of fun here in Week 2. We've heard a lot of good things from my partner in crime here, Christian Gabaldon, talking a little San Angelo Central Bobcat football. We're going to see them here in the next few weeks. But tonight, we saw big wins from Wall. We saw big wins from Lakeview. Of course, those El Dorado Eagles getting their first win of the season. And my hometown Cristobal Cougars, gotta love what Coach O and the Cougs from the south end of Tom Green County are up to this season. All right, final thoughts, Christian, as we bid farewell.
It's been a great night working with you tonight. Saw some good games and excited for next week.
All right, Week 3 is already upon us. Wall's going to have a very good game in store next week as they bring over San Antonio Cornerstone Christian, I believe, a private school out of San Antonio, of course. Their quarterback is headed as a recruit from the recruited by the University of Arkansas. They run a very good spread offense. They took care of Cal Allen in Week 1, so you know that's going to be a good ball game. We'll have some great highlights of that one. Big thanks to all of our videographers, Matt Trammell, James Bellini, and Brett Blinka. Of course, Janessa Nunez taking care of all of our social media. Ryan Chadwick, our writer out at Wall. Yanis Green and Sonia Ramirez Munoz for taking care of our scores. And of course, gotta show some props to Joe Hyde, our director tonight on the show, who's pushing the buttons on the show. So thank you, Joe. Thank you, everyone. For Week 3, from my man Christian and Gabaldon, I'm Manny Diaz. Good night. God bless. We'll see you next week.